With its Super Wildcard Weekend, it's on Westwood 1.
He digs, he turns, he dives! It is a touchdown! It is a touchdown!
Tonight, it's the Los Angeles Rams.
2nd and 3, handoff to Waves, cuts back to the right, and he's into the end zone! Touchdown! Kyron Williams starting to the left, cuts back to the right, and he is into the end zone, and the Los Angeles Rams have blown it open.
And the Detroit Lions.
2nd down and 4, receiver in motion under center. Goff. There's the snap, the spin, handoff in a burst, and it's Montgomery over the guard. The 5, touchdown! The Lions have tied the game. David Montgomery bursting over the right guard for 6. Wow!
Now, let's head to the stadium and join Spiro Ditas and Mike Mayock.
We welcome you to sold-out Ford Field in Detroit for Part 2 of our Super Wildcard Playoff doubleheader as the NFC North champion Detroit Lions host the Los Angeles Rams. Tonight's broadcast of the National Football League on Westwood 1 is sponsored by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by AutoZone, by Granger, by Just Capital, by Wrangler, and by NFL.com. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Detroit as Super Wildcard Weekend continues here on Westwood 1. Just a couple of minutes ago, the final from Dallas, the Green Bay Packers 48 and the Dallas Cowboys 32 in just a stunner of a result. More on that game later, but now it's time for the Rams and the Lions in arguably the most anticipated game of this playoff weekend. Alongside my good friend Mike Mayock, Ross Tucker covering the sidelines. I'm Spiro Ditas. Ross will join us shortly from downstairs, as will Scott Graham from our Westwood 1 studios. Mike, it is one of the most anticipated sports nights in the history of the city. First playoff home game for Detroit in more than 30 years. Hottest ticket here ever. Certainly the most expensive ticket, that's for sure. And as if that storyline wasn't juicy enough, here comes the former face of the franchise, Matthew Stafford, set to take the field here for the first time since that 21 blockbuster. Goff to Detroit, Stafford to L.A., and off we go. This place is electric.
I get chill bumps just looking around this stadium, and they've darkened it, and people have their cell phones out. I've never been in this venue where there's more excitement and energy than tonight. And I think that therein lies a challenge for both these quarterbacks. There's a lot of motion. Matthew Stafford comes home. He and his wife came here. They had their children here. They spent 12 years here. They come back in a major game. The emotions are probably high. Jared Goff, people kind of wrote him off 3 years ago. He's developed into a top 10 quarterback. He's only 29 years old. I think both of them have just got to kind of tamp down the emotions, get into the flow of the game, and do what they do best.
Mike, the love affair that has developed quickly between this current Detroit Lions team and this city, this fervent fan base that has been waiting for something for so many years, has been something to see. 12 wins this year, tied a franchise record. They get their first division title in 30 years. We mentioned their first playoff home game here since 1993, going back to the Pontiac Silverdome. Jared Goff resurrecting his NFL career, and the weapons that they have with this offense has been something to behold.
I love the balance, and they're a top 10 team, both throwing the ball and running the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs, the first-round running back, paired with David Montgomery, is a two-headed monster. It's a great relationship. And then you look at the pass game, and I'll tell you what, Amon-Ra St. Brown is, I think, the least respected big-time player in this league. I think the health of Sam Laporta, the tight end, is a big key tonight. And on defense for Detroit, everybody talks about the weakness of their defensive backs and their corners especially. They got to hold up against LA's potent offense.
Sam Laporta barely practiced this week, was a question mark with that knee injury, but he's going to strap it on and will start tonight for Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions as they take on the Rams, arguably the hottest team in the field, 7-1 over their last 8, and winners of their final 4 regular season games. The table is set. Game 2 of our NFL wildcard doubleheader between the LA Rams and the Detroit Lions is coming up. But when we return, we'll head downstairs and check in with Ross Tucker. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood 1.
Chris Brockman here from the world-famous Rich Eisen Show, and the playoffs are now. The stakes are higher than they've ever been, and there's no better way to turn the playoff football's big game energy into 100 times your money than Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. Boom! It's that easy. You could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Get in the lab and cook up your winning entry. Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit of up to $100 when you download the Prize Picks app and use the code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Back with you at Ford Field here in Detroit. Place is electric as the Detroit Lions have just taken the field with kickoff here fast approaching. Let's check the weather report sponsored by Prize Picks. Make this game even more exciting with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Sign up now and make your picks right up to the fourth quarter. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions. It is a chilly 6 degrees outside. We've had some snow here in Detroit over the past couple of days, but it is perfect indoors, and it is a lot warmer than it was for Ross Tucker last night in Kansas City as we welcome in our sideline reporter tonight and say hello to Ross Tucker. Hey, Ross.
Well, Spiro, you got that right. It is nice and toasty warm in here, and these fans already are going nuts. I mean, this is already probably a top 5 football environment in my life. More than 45 minutes before kick, there were loud Jared Goff chants going on, and as Matthew Stafford ran onto the field, he was roundly booed. These people have been waiting a long time for this, 30 years to be exact. And you mentioned also, Spiro, about the ticket prices. I've been told by the Lions that the cheapest standing room only ticket was over $400, making this an NFL record high for a wild card game. It is unbelievable how loud it is down here already. And then from the football standpoint, Sam Laporta is active, the star tight end who set the rookie NFL record for receptions. I'm a little surprised talking with some team doctors that he's able to go tonight, but they don't think he'll be on a pitch count. They're going to watch him early in this game to get a big, bulky brace on that knee.
All right, Ross, big news tonight as Laporta dresses and starts for Dan Campbell and the Lions. We will break as we continue. The keys to tonight's game are next. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
I was in the hospital with my son for 18 months.
When he got injured, I wasn't prepared, but I knew I had to be strong.
When I was told about John's injury, I was in complete shock. I just remember rushing into his room and giving him a big hug and letting him know I was there.
These veterans and families are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. For thousands of severely injured veterans, everyday life is filled with barriers.
It was really the little things throughout the house. Counters that you can't roll up to. How to drag my wheelchair down steps.
I want to help, but he is so determined.
At Homes for Our Troops, we build specially adapted custom homes with features like wheelchair access, roll-in showers, and automatic door openers that allow them to function independently and focus on their recovery and family.
This house is freedom. It's hope. It's a new beginning.
This house has given me my family back.
To learn more, visit hfotusa.org.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Cynthia and Ed.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, out of the blue, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn or just stay at the stop sign. She wasn't even really sure where she was at. She was very concerned. It was very unsettling for her.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it, to bring the family in on it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back with you inside Ford Field here in Detroit with kickoff fast approaching between the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams in this highly anticipated battle in the NFC wildcard matchup. Time now to get Mike Mayock to tell us how each team can take control of this game. Mike's keys are sponsored by Empower. Take control of your financial future and Empower What's Next. Get your free dashboard at empower.com. Mike, let's start with the LA Rams.
You know, it's not sexy to talk about special teams. Never has been. But the LA Rams are the worst special teams unit in the NFL. They've had 3 kicks blocked. They've allowed 2 return touchdowns. They've missed 11 field goals and 5 extra points between 2 kickers. Bottom line, you can't win this game if your special team is going to allow big plays. And then number 2 for the Rams, Stafford and his talented wideouts have got to get into that porous Detroit pass defense. They've given up more chunk plays, Spiro, than any other team in the NFL.
Meantime, Detroit, what a year it's been. One of the all-time seasons in the history of this franchise at 12-5. Mike, what about the Lions?
Yeah, number one, I think don't get caught up in all the playoff hype and emotion. Play your game. Be Dan Campbell's guys. Grind, tough. Don't try and do anything special. Be who you are. Goff can't turn it over. When he turns it over multiple times, they lose. And their defense has to limit the big pass play. And one wild card, the status, the health of tight end Sam Laporta. If he can play at a high level, they're going to have a really good offense. If not, I don't know who else is going to step up.
Huge storyline tonight as the waiting in Detroit is just about over and the opening kickoff between the Lions and the Rams is coming up. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Hey folks, Rich Eisen here. Get ready because the football playoffs are here and the guys on my show are having a blast picking their teams and stats on Prize Picks. Plus, with basketball season going strong, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman's loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
I understand, what the people of Detroit and what the city of Detroit meant to me in my time and my career, what they meant to my family. I hope they feel that back, but at the same time, I'm not a stranger to the situation and understanding that I'm the bad guy coming to town. I'm on the other team. They don't want success for me. So whatever happens. I'm going to go experience it, play the game. Once the ball's snapped, man, let's go. 2 good football teams, go compete and see what happens.
Boy, the psychology of Matthew Stafford stepping back onto this field for the first time since that 2021 blockbuster trade. 12 years here, all-time passing leader, all-time passing touchdowns leader in just about every major statistical category as a quarterback. The LA Rams have won the toss. Mike, a little bit of confusion during the coin toss, so the festivities have begun in earnest, but the Rams win it and they defer, and so Detroit's going to get the football.
Yeah, and what I like about both offenses, I think they're very similar in that they're balanced. They're both top 10 in running, passing. They get to it differently schematically, and I think Matthew Stafford handles pressure a little bit easier sometimes than Goff, but they'll come downhill and get physical. It's going to be a really good matchup, and the defenses aren't as good as either offense.
LA comes out in their yellow pants, white tops with their traditional Rams helmets. Lions in their home blue tops, silver pants, and the silver helmets. Ethan Evans kicks it off, the rookie kicker from the 35, and we are off and running here at Ford Field in Detroit. End-over-end kick through the back of the end zone. And so Jared Goff and company will have it at the 25-yard line. Again, the big piece of news, we heard the report from Ross Tucker. Sam Laporta, the rookie tight end, is up despite that knee injury that looks significant, and that is big news for the Lions. Goff and Detroit's offense break the huddle. They're going to line up on the right hash. Lone setback is David Montgomery, and Goff's going to work under center. Takes the snap, turns, hands off Montgomery, running right. He's through the initial seam of tacklers, crosses the 35. He's close to the 40. Terrific drive starter, a run of 10. Finally brought down by Christian Roseboom and Quentin Lake. How about that start? A first down run for Montgomery.
That's who they are. They run counter on the very first play, and they bring Laporta all the way across the line of scrimmage. He gets a block on the linebacker, Ernest Jones. Now, good news, bad news. Heck of a run first play. I didn't think Laporta moved that well.
First and 10, they mark it at the 35, again on the right hash. This time Goff from the gun, takes the low snap. Short drop, fires right. It's complete at the 40-yard line. It's Jamison Williams curling after the catch. Picks up a couple of more. He'll pick up 6 officially. Tackled there by a host of Ram defenders, and a good start for this offense.
Yeah, and I really think Jamison Williams is the guy that's got to step it up. Remember, first-round pick 2 years ago, missed 11 games his first year with an ACL. This year, missed first 4 games of the year with a suspension. He needs to pick up his production.
2nd and 4 from the Lions 41 on the right hash. Under center is Goff, pitch play to the right. It's Montgomery running off tackle again, has some good room to maneuver. He's very close to the line to gain, and he does have enough for another Detroit first down. It's a pickup of 5, finally stopped by Bobby Brown.
And this, Spiro, I think, is what Dan Campbell and offensive coordinator Ben Johnson want. A good pace. They want to run the football. They want to push that front off the line of scrimmage. And remember, LA's defense is very average at best.
1st and 10. They're going to line up at the 46 on the Detroit side of the field. Right hash. Goff under center. Turns, fakes the handoff. He's going to go play action. Deep drop. Fires over the middle. It's caught. Josh Reynolds at the 35 of the Rams. He runs diagonally to the right, picks up 5 more after the catch. Brought down at the 30. It's a pickup of 24. Lake on the tackle. What a strike by Goff.
And when you can run the football, play action becomes more effective. Really good job, deep in route. And what I like about Josh Reynolds is the last week of the season, he needed 600 yards receiving for a $250,000 bonus. They threw him 4 bubble screens in the fourth quarter, and they got him the money.
Give that man his money. 1st and 10 as they work now inside LA territory at the Rams 30 on the right hash. Under center is Goff, turns, hands off to Montgomery. Juke steps to the right, off right tackle. He's inside the 25, taking on defenders there. He's close to the 23, getting downhill again. It's a pickup of 7 more. Lake with another tackle.
And it's called a gap scheme play. You don't have to know what that means, but you're pulling Jonah Jackson, the left guard. He's going to get up into the hole and get on a linebacker. Really good cut by Montgomery to get behind him. And the 1-2 punch of Montgomery and the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is the best balanced tandem in the league.
3 minutes gone by. Opening drive of the game for Detroit. They've got it 2nd and 3 at the LA 23. Screen action, fire, complete. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He makes the catch at the 25, ducks inside the 20. It's going to be another Detroit first down. A pickup of 5 on the catch and run for the newly minted first-team All-Pro St. Brown, who was off the charts for Detroit.
I love the kid. Fourth-round pick out of USC. He got snubbed by the Pro Bowl, but he made the more prestigious first-team All-Pro team where they only named 3 wideouts, and he's one of them.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, over 1,500 receiving yards, finished tied for second in the league in catches with Tyreek Hill. 1st and 10 at the LA 18. Goff drops straight back, fires near side of the field. It's caught. That's the tight end, Sam Laporta, makes the catch inside the 15. He's run out of bounds just shy of the 10. A pickup of 8, forced out of bounds, and on that play, Laporta looked pretty good.
Hey, he had 86 catches in the regular season. He and St. Brown are easily the 2 biggest components of their pass game. They put him out in the flat. He catches it, got up the field pretty well, and stayed on his feet. So a healthy, or at least an active Laporta will be a big deal in this offense.
2nd and 2 from the LA 10. They work off the left hash. Goff under center. Motion to the near side. Fake the pitch. Fires on a cross over the middle. It's caught inside the 5. Catch made by Josh Reynolds. He's tackled immediately there at around the 3-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8. 1st and goal, Detroit, as this highly impressive game-opening drive for the Lions continues.
Great red zone play. They fake toss to the left. They come back to the right side of the offense where Reynolds is running a slant. His job is to beat the corner to the inside, which he did, and the quarterback put it on him.
Jared Goff is dealing 5 of 5 for 51 yards. 1st and goal from the LA 2 off the right hash. Goff under center, lone setback Montgomery, hands to Montgomery, running straight over center. Pylon, he's in a sea of bodies, no signal yet. He appears to be short. As the LA defensive front holds, it's going to be a pickup of a yard for Montgomery. As the Lions inch a little bit closer, it'll be 2nd and goal.
What a really fun drive. This is Lion football. 9 plays, 74 yards, balance. They've run it 4 times. They've thrown it 5 times. I love this kind of football.
10th play of the drive as the Lions break the huddle slowly. 2nd and goal from the LA 1. They'll work off the right hash. Motion to the right. Goff under center. Turns. Hands to Montgomery. Runs right. And he bangs it in for the Lions touchdown. Well, they waited 30 years for a home playoff game. Why not give them their money's worth right at the start? They drive 75 yards, and with 9:30 left in the opening quarter, 6-0 Detroit.
This place is going nuts. And man, Spiro, you called it. This has been a fun start to this football game. They went to the right side. Frank Ragnow, the center, Glasgow, the guard, and Penny Sewell, the right tackle. Just power football.
Point after, Michael Badgley's kick is perfect, and it's a perfect start for the 12-5 Detroit Lions. They go 10 plays, 75 yards in an efficient 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and they lead the LA Rams 7-0. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
The NFL playoffs are here, and Sports Grid Radio has all the information you need to get the winning edge over the sports books.
There's been a ton of sharp money that's come in, dropped the line way down to as low as 4.
All the lines, odds, totals, and player props for every game, right up through the Super Bowl.
We're not dealing with a total of 44.5, 45.5. We're in the mid-50s now.
When it happens in your favorite sport, it's covered on Sports Grid Radio.
I like the over, and I think they'll beat them by 11 or more.
Channel 159 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Breaking news here. You know who's retiring? Nick Saban. My goodness gracious.
When the sports world is talking, nobody gives you more perspectives than the experts of SiriusXM.
We are saying goodbye to the greatest college football coach the sport has ever seen.
Hear instant reaction on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
College football is going to be a lot worse off without Nick Saban.
An expert analysis on college sports radio.
This is huge news. This is something that is going to have a massive domino effect on college football.
Live sports talk when you need it is on SiriusXM in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Get closer to the game of golf with PGA Tour Radio on SiriusXM. Hear live coverage of the biggest tournaments.
Jon Rahm becomes the 4th Spaniard to win at Augusta.
Interviews with the legends of the sport, like Tiger Woods.
I've gotten stronger. I've gotten better.
And tips from our experts to improve your own game.
You'll learn to make great contact.
Experience the world of golf on PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92, and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Sunday, February 18th, the Daytona 500 is coming to SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
Daytona 500, baby!
The most revered race of the year.
Let's go!
Starts a new season of NASCAR.
It has this aura about how you race is going to be different.
40 drivers, unlimited excitement.
Charging to the inside!
And one place to hear all the action.
SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
In the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Let's go, boys!
Spiro Ditas and Mike Mayock here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. Tackle your to-do list with Grainger. From locker rooms to plant floors, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. 9:30 to play. What a game-opening drive for the Detroit Lions. They drive 75 yards and lead the Rams 7-0 as they get set to kick. And as if this place wasn't charged up enough, the great Barry Sanders is here. They just put him up on the Jumbotron, and this place exploded during the break.
What an atmosphere.
Wow. 65,000, standing room only, as hot a ticket as they've ever had in this sports city. Jack Fox on to boot it away, their fourth-year Pro Bowl kicker, end over end. And this one is going to be caught. Austin Trammell, I beg your pardon, in the end zone. Fair catch. And the Rams are going to have it at the 25. And once again, we go downstairs to Ross Tucker on the sidelines.
Guys, I was curious to see what the Lions will do defensively. They have struggled at corner, but I've been told they're going to play primarily man coverage. They feel like if they play zone, Stafford will pick them apart. So these corners who have struggled are going to have to step up and cover Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
All right, Ross, we'll keep tabs on how they attack as LA begins at their own 25. Matthew Stafford, the former Lion, coming home. Turns, hands off to Kyron Williams, the newly minted second-team All-Pro running back. He runs left, gets up close to the 30. Tackled there by Alex Anzalone. It's a pickup of 5. Good start for the LA offense.
Yeah, and the San Francisco 49er wideouts get a lot of credit for the way their wideouts block. And I'm going to tell you right now, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, they can block. They inserted Nacua in there on a linebacker, a wideout on a linebacker, and he got his block, and that's why they got 5 yards on first down.
2nd and 5 from their own 30-yard line. They work off the left hash, and that looks like Stafford audibilizing. He was under center, now drops back from the gun. Motion to the near side. 5 on the play clock. Shotgun snap. Stafford drops back, throws over the middle, completes. It's caught. That's Puka Nacua on a crosser. Makes the catch. He's close to the line to gain. It's a pickup of about 4. Brian Branch on the tackle. He's just short of the first down.
Rams offense uses motion about as much as any team in the league. That time they motioned to a bunch against man-to-man. Good underneath route. Stafford read it easily, and it was a good completion.
Rams offense breaks the huddle, 3rd and 1 from their own 34. They work off the left hash. Motion to the far side is Kupp. Lone setback is Williams. Stafford calling signals under center. Nacua in motion. Handoff fake. Play action. Stafford lofts one towards the far side. It's too long and incomplete, and there's the penalty flag. Nacua, the intended target, running towards the far Rams sideline. Branch in coverage. And here comes the call from Craig Rolstad, our referee tonight.
Pass interference. Defense, number 32. The ball we placed in the spot on the foul. Automatic first down.
I thought it was inadvertent with their feet catching up with good coverage. Now we're going to get a replay here. And Branch is all over Nacua on a crossing route. He holds him early in the play. I saw a hold. He tugged the jersey, no doubt, but I got a hold, but I wouldn't call that pass interference.
1st and 10 after the penalty. They mark it at their own 43. Under center is Stafford. Drops straight back. Deep drop. Little underneath check down to the near side running back. It's Williams diagonally to the near side. He's inside Detroit territory. Let's see where they mark him there at about the 48 of the Lions. Everyone covered down the field. Stafford, the check. They pick up 9.
And this Kyron Williams, I think, everybody talks about the wideouts, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, and justifiably. But this kid, Kyron Williams, in his 2nd year out of Notre Dame, he's only 194 pounds. The guy is a great fit in this offense, and he's pretty durable. Had over 300 touches this year.
Finished 4th in the league in rushing, despite the fact that he missed 4 games. 1st and 10 Now inside Detroit territory at the 48, they work on the right hash. Motion near side, Stafford under center. Hands to Williams, cuts to the left off tackle. Ducks inside the Detroit 45. He's just so slippery. Finally brought down by Josh Paschal for a pickup of 5. The NFL playoffs are here, and the road to the Super Bowl is off and running. Super Wildcard Weekend presented by Verizon concludes tomorrow with another doubleheader. Steelers at Bills, followed by the Eagles at the Bucks. Visit NFL.com/schedule for more info. Rams breaking their huddle. First down run from Williams gets them a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10. They mark it at the Lions 43 as they work on the left hash. Stafford calling signals under center, motion to the far side, play action. Stafford in the face of pressure, completes far side, it's caught. That's the tight end, Davis Allen, running diagonally to the far side. Appears to be about 3-4 yards short of the line to game as they'll mark it down at the 37.
And the tight end, Davis Allen, one of 14 rookies this year. What was cool there is they brought Sutton, the corner, off the edge. Stafford had to kind of pitch it sideways, a la Patrick Mahomes. It was a no-look sidearm pass, and it was right on target.
We hit the 6-minute mark, opening quarter. Detroit 7, Rams nothing. LA's opening drive of the night. On 2nd and 4, play action. Stafford fires far side. It's caught. Puka Nacua. Nacua inside the 25, and he's forced out of bounds as he tiptoes on the far side, all the way down close to the Lions' 15-yard line. Finally forced out by Jack Campbell, but not before Nacua gashes him for 21.
It was a throwback screen. Nacua went in motion. They play action to the right, come back to the left. And the key to Nacua after the catch is his power and his strength. Why was he a 5th-round pick? Because he ran a poor to average 40. His play speed is faster, and he's a powerful wideout.
1st and 10, Rams as they work now at the Detroit 16, 7th play of the drive that began at their 25-yard line. Play clock down to 3. Snap taken by Stafford, hands off to Williams, running right as he cuts off right guard. Gets close to the 10, tackle made by Derek Barnes, and now a late penalty flag is thrown from right around the secondary of that Detroit defense. Mike, we'll see what the call is here.
I know. It's because Ben Skoranek, the wideout, put Branch on his back, and one of the Detroit Lion defenders was upset.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 31, pulling the player off the pile. That's half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
I saw the whole thing. Kirby Joseph was upset that the wideout Skoranek knocked his buddy on his butt, and it gave him a little extra on the ground. He pulled him off. You can't pull an opposing player off the pile. That's an automatic penalty.
Boy, Kirby Joseph, who's been terrific for Detroit, team leading 4 picks. That's what he wants back. So after the penalty, it's a 1st and goal for the Rams as they mark it now at the Lions 6 on the right hash. Stafford's going to work from the gun, pistol formation with Williams standing behind Stafford. 3 wides to the far side. Stafford, short drop, fires far side on a lofting pass, and it's incomplete. Intended for Cooper Kupp, working towards the back far corner of the end zone. It'll be 2nd and goal.
As a former defensive back, when I see a bunch set inside the 10-yard line like that, the hardest thing is to process as they literally, you have 3 wideouts and they're crossing each other trying to set rubs. It's so hard to process through that and stay on your coverage. Really good job by Melifonwu.
This prodigious Rams offense that finished the year so red hot. Can they punch it in? That was the first incompletion from either quarterback, by the way, in this game. 2nd and goal from the Detroit 6. Stafford calling signals, pistol. Takes the shotgun snap, looks left, looks. Sidearm delivery is incomplete. Center towards the far side of the end zone, incomplete. Wasn't really any Ram receiver in the vicinity. Cooper Kupp was the closest there. Looked like Stafford was just throwing it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, there was some pressure from Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson's had 5 sacks in the last couple of weeks. I mean, 11 and a half on the season. He's relentless, got a big hit on the quarterback, and the ball had to come out at that point.
Rams break the huddle, 3rd and goal from the Detroit 6. 65,000 hoping this defense can keep him out of the end zone. Once again, pistol formation, 2 wides to the far side, 1 to the near side. Stafford, shotgun snap, 3 blitzer. Stafford fires, deflected and nearly picked by a lunging Detroit defender at the 3-yard line. a sigh of relief on that LA side. It looked like Cam Sutton potentially had a chance. And on 4th and goal, LA's drive stalls, and they're going to try for 3.
To Ross Tucker's point pregame about pressure and man-to-man, they brought pressure off the edge, got a free runner with one of their defensive backs. Kyron Williams, the running back, picked up one of the free runners. The second one is the one that got a piece of the pass and forces the field goal.
This will be a 24-yard field goal attempt for Brett Maher, their 6th-year kicker out of Nebraska. Carson Tinker is the long snapper. Ethan Evans is the holder. The operation is sound, and the LA Rams able to salvage 3 points. A reminder that for every field goal made throughout the postseason, Barbasol will make a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American original for over 100 years. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. Your score, Detroit 7 and Los Angeles 3 with 4:26 left in this opening quarter. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Welcome back to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One. It's time for another memorable moment in football history, sponsored by Vicks Vapo Cool Drops.
Stafford goes under center, brings Cooper Kupp in motion from his left side. Straight back drop, throw right, cut by Kupp at the pylon. He goes airborne. He got in! Touchdown Cooper Kupp. Touchdown LA!
JB Long with the call on 710 ESPN Los Angeles from Week 7 of the 21 season. Matthew Stafford got the better of Jared Goff in what some call the revenge game between the Lions and Rams 2 years ago. Cooper Kupp's fourth-quarter touchdown catch from Stafford would prove to be the difference, as it gave the Rams a lead it would not relinquish in a 28-19 win. Stafford and Goff were traded for one another the previous offseason after L.A. had soured on Goff just 2 years after he helped them reach a Super Bowl, a trade that still bothers Goff to this day. The swap was more beneficial for Stafford, who thrived in his new surroundings and led the Rams to a title later that season, beating the Bengals in Super Bowl 56. That's tonight's memorable moment in football history, sponsored by Vicks Vapo Cool Drops. Vaporize sore throat pain with maximum strength, menthol, and a rush of Vicks Vapors.
I'll tell you what, I listened to that whole thing, and what's cool about that trade for both parties is they rebuilt rosters off of that trade. LA goes to the Super Bowl, wins it immediately, good for Stafford, right? They gave up a lot of picks to get there. Detroit gets the picks. They get the quarterback off, 3 picks. They spin it into 6 picks on draft day, and that's formed the core of this tremendous young roster.
You know, what Brad Holmes, the general manager, has done here with Dan Campbell in less than 3 years, both hired in 2021, tearing down this roster and rebuilding it with that blockbuster trade, the centerpiece of the capital, the draft capital, and everything they did has been incredible to watch. As the kick goes through the end zone, Detroit's going to have it at the 25.
Yeah, I mean, on that trade, Brad Holmes comes in, and it's his first year, and he worked in L.A. for 18 years. He's one of the guys that drafted Goff. So you make the trade, you get 2 1s and a 3. What that netted them, in 21, they get Melifonwu. In 22, they get Williams, the wideout, and Pascal, and then the key was last year, Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta in the first and second round. It's really become the heart and soul of this young team.
Just an incredible haul from that trade as Goff goes to the screen pass here. It's Jahmyr Gibbs on the catch as he works along the far sideline. Picks up a couple here as they try to get themselves going again. That incredible game-opening 75-yard drive orchestrated by Goff. They pick up 3 here to set up a 2nd and 7.
And that red zone stop by Detroit's defense, I think, is key because both these offenses are top 10. Both these defenses are probably bottom 10. You ought to be able to score points tonight. Who can take advantage in the red zone and who can get red zone stops are going to be critical.
3:50 to play first quarter, 7-3 Detroit. 2nd and 7 from their own 28. Goff fires. Far side, it's caught at the 37 by Josh Reynolds in front of the LA sideline. It'll be a first down connection. They're going to mark him down at around the 38. It's a pickup of 10. There's a flag thrown in the backfield, potentially a roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 31. It's a 15-yard penalty out of the end of the play. Automatic first.
Huge call. It's Nick Hampton, the rookie outside linebacker for the Rams.
Yeah, and on top of that, which was just, again, I'm not a big fan of some of these calls. He just kind of wrestled him to the ground. But I think more importantly is that's the third catch of the evening for Reynolds. And I couldn't believe how far off Reynolds Kobe Durant was. He was a good 9-10 yards at snap. That was an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback and the wideout.
So they pick up 10 and 15 more. It's a 1st and 10 at the Rams 47. They'll work on the right hash as they try to build on a 7-3 lead. Play action, Goff, deep drop, fires over the middle and completes. It's the running back, Gibbs at the 40, breaks a tackle. He's inside the 35 as he runs diagonally to the right, just inside the numbers. Quentin Lake on the stop. It's a pickup of 6 and another Lions first down.
So, Spiro, tell me what the difference is in the two drives with the two running backs. They had Montgomery in the first drive, and now they've got Gibbs in. The difference is that when Gibbs is in the game, he's going to be way more active in the pass game. He's already had 2 catches for 17 yards.
So a pickup of 14 officially, 1st and 10. They mark it at the LA 33-yard line. They work on the right hash, motion to the near side. Goff takes the snap, pitches to Gibbs, cuts back to the right. As he slips the initial tackle, picks up only a couple. There's a marker thrown just at the line of scrimmage. It's a pickup of 3. Here's the call from Craig Rolstad.
Holding. Offense, number 77. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
It's their All-Pro center, Frank Ragnow. And they're going to be bringing this one back. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on Fox next weekend. Matchup still to be determined for the divisional round playoffs. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs on Fox. You can also hear every game right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at westwood1sports.com. And with Green Bay's win at Dallas, these Lions fans know they get another home playoff game here with their opponent next weekend, still TBD.
If they get the win.
1st and 20. Goff fires over the middle. It's caught at the 25. Reynolds breaking a tackle to the far side. He's finally brought down at the 10. Just in front of that LA far side by Russ Yeast. It's a pickup of 33. Reynolds was wide open.
It looks like they're force-feeding Reynolds tonight. And I'll tell you what, that's his 4th catch for 75 yards. Zone coverage, deep in route, a dig route. Goff is sitting there with perfect pass protection. Plenty of time, puts it on his back shoulder.
1st and goal. They mark it at the 10 on the right hash as Goff and company look to build on a 7-3 lead. Shotgun snap, fakes the pass, and hands off. Gibbs breaks a tackle over center, and he bangs it in for the Detroit touchdown. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and the Detroit Lions have thrown down the gauntlet here in Detroit. 13-3 with 2, make it 1:31 left in this opening quarter.
I love the 1-2 punch of Montgomery and Gibbs. Montgomery gets the first series, Gibbs gets the second. He has 2 receptions. They give him the ball on a trap draw. He breaks a tackle. Touchdown.
What an impressive start for Dan Campbell and this Lions offense. With their highly sought-after offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. The point after by Jack Fox is good. And how about this start for the Detroit Lions? 91 seconds left in this opening quarter at Ford Field. It's the Lions in front of the Rams, 14-3. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet on the BetQL Network, weekdays 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is the BetQL Network?
The BetQL Network is where the smartest sports betting talk meets the most entertaining sports betting talk. We call it Wagertainment.
Not bury the lead here. Folks, Jenks is 7-0 this week.
I love ugly football.
This is so degenerate. Is this a live betting game?
Listen to the BetQL Network anywhere and anytime on the new and improved Odyssey app, or watch us on twitch.tv/BetQL, presented by the King of Sportsbooks, BetMGM.
Running your own own business can feel a lot like running a one-person relay race. When you've got to expand your team, share the baton with Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates to your roster. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop O'Reilly Auto Parts for do-it-right deals on motor oil, wiper blades, and more. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Try Barbasol 1919 Classic Shaving Cream. Paying homage to the original invented over 100 years ago. This non-aerosol formula features enhanced ingredients, an exceptional glide, and crisp fragrance for a winning shave experience. Learn more at Barbasol.com.
Lions in front of the Rams 14-3. Let's quickly check the drive summary. Sponsored by the University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn an undergraduate degree online with UMGC. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev. First drive, 10 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. Second drive, 5 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. The second one in under 3 minutes. And the Lions have made their opening statement. They're up 14-3 with 91 seconds left in the quarter. Jack Fox on the approach, boots it away. A low kind of line drive kick is going to be played by Austin Trammell at his own 5. He went straight up the center of the field across the 25 and brought down at the LA 30-yard line. It's a return of 25. Once again, we go downstairs, check in with Ross Tucker.
Fellas, from my vantage point, the biggest reason why both these teams are two of the best offenses in the NFL, and we've seen 3 long drives already, it's the under-center play action. As an offensive lineman, when you have the quarterback under center and you run play action, the defensive line has to play run for the first, second half. By the time they realize it's a pass, it's too late. These quarterbacks have all day when it's play action.
All right, Ross, how quickly can they adjust? 1st and 10 now. Stafford takes over. Shotgun snap. He stumbles backwards onto his backside, onto the turf. At the 18-yard line, they're going to lose 10. Aiden Hutchinson will get credited with the sack. Disastrous first down play for the Rams.
Yeah, that's a freebie on the sack for Aiden because the quarterback literally tripped in the shotgun, tripped, fell down, big loss. I really like what Ross had to say about he's a former NFL offensive lineman, about being under center. Detroit was under center 43% of the time. That's 3rd most in the league this year.
Officially, it's a loss of 9. 2nd and 19. They mark it back at the 19. Shotgun snap. Stafford hands to Williams, running off right tackle. He tries to cut back as he picks up 3, maybe 4. Anzalone on the tackle as they're going to mark him down at the LA 22-yard line.
Wow. I really think LA's got to try to cool this thing. It's difficult with that 9-yard loss because I feel like they got to run the ball a little bit and calm this thing down. But it's hard to run the football when it's 3rd and 14.
65,000 plus bearing down on Matthew Stafford and this LA offense. They break the huddle, 3rd and 16 from their own 22 with 13 seconds left in the quarter, and the Rams down 14-3 here in Detroit. Stafford calling signals. And now his running back resets. Shotgun snap. Stafford. Deep drop. Fires near side. Outside the numbers. It is caught. First down completion. Demarcus Robinson. Very few quarterbacks in the sport that can make that throw. They pick up 20.
Spiro, that's the point right there. That is a big arm throw. Stafford slid in the pocket to his left. Came all the way back for a far hash throw on an out beyond the first down marker. If you don't have a gun, you can't even attempt that throw.
What a way to close the first quarter as Sean McVay hoping that can light a fire under his offenses. Everyone's going to catch their breath as we reach the end of the first quarter here in Detroit with the Lions in front of the Rams 14-3. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Screeching brakes? Safer stops? Start with Duralast. New Duralast brake pads and rotors provide longer life and more stopping power when replaced together. Duralast brake pads have reduced noise and corrosion resistance with a limited lifetime warranty. Duralast rotors are designed for quiet, safe stops and meet or exceed the performance of the original rotors on your vehicle. Find Duralast only at America's #1 brake destination, AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The NFL playoffs are here.
We're the best in the world. We're going to show it today.
NFLshop.com has everything you need to support your team as they make their run for the Super Bowl.
We're coming to look good and play good.
NFL Shop is your ultimate destination for the largest assortment of officially licensed jerseys, t-shirts, headwear, and more. Rep your team pride with styles fit for the whole family. To shop now, go to NFLshop.com.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car.
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Welcome back to Ford Field in Detroit, where the Lions lead the Rams 14-3. Along with Mike Mayock and Ross Tugger, I'm Spiro Ditas, and together with Navy Federal Credit Union, we'd like to thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast of the NFL playoffs on Westwood One, and give an extra special shout-out to the over 1 million men and women in uniform stationed around the world in military bases and ships at sea defending our nation. Navy Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. We begin the second quarter here at a sold-out Ford Field. Mike, it's early in this game, but you get the sense there is urgency for this offense to score a touchdown here.
Yeah, 3rd and 14, trailing 14-3. That would have been a bad place to punt. Really good throw there by Matthew Stafford to keep the drive alive.
Rams now working right to left. 1st and 10 after the incredible completion to end the first quarter by Stafford, as LA works at their own 41 on the right hash. Under center, Stafford turns hands to Williams, who runs over center, tries to cut back, but he is buried in the backfield by Anzalone, who got him just behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like they're going to give him a yard with the forward progress, but that Detroit front does its job.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Anzalone has 129 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 6 passes broken up. He's got 12 quarterback hits. My point is, he's an all-around linebacker. I want to pick Ross's brain on that kid a little bit later today, because I think they're the same hometown.
They actually lose a yard, so 2nd and 11 from the 40 now as they work from the right hash. Stafford from the gun takes the snap, drops back, throws over the middle, tight window, and it's complete. Just shy of the 50. What a play by Stafford, just to give Nakua a chance, working against 2 and even a 3rd defender in the vicinity. They pick up 10 on the completion.
And we talked about Nakua early. Why is he so good? Plays faster than he times. Quick recognition of what the defense is trying to do, an ability to sit where he needs to sit and give the quarterback a target to throw him to, and then finally he's got powerful hands and a powerful run after catch.
Rams 1 of 2 on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 1 from the 50-yard line. They work on the right hash. Stafford calling signals from the gun, 3 wides to the near side, motion to the sideline. Play clock down to 2. Shotgun snap. Stafford drops back, lofts a tight spiral near side. Wide open catch. Nakua over the shoulder, breaks a tackle, and he spins his way into the end zone. Nakua surgically moves down the near side. It's a 50-yard touchdown catch, hit in stride by Stafford, and the LA Rams have punched back here in Detroit.
It's 3rd and 1, empty set. Cameron Sutton gets schooled by Nakua, who motioned wide. He jumped on the double move, just a hitch and go. 3 yards of separation. Great throw by Stafford. What a turnaround, Spiro. 3rd and 14, you think they're going to have to punt. Stafford makes a play, and then all of a sudden, Nakua makes an even bigger one.
In 2 passes, Stafford shows you just how great he is as a quarterback and reminds this city just everything they've been missing the past couple of years, as Stafford has willed the Rams back into this game, and what a play by the rookie Nakua, who was just off the charts. The point after is good, and the LA Rams have cut it to a 4-point deficit. Clock stopped with 13:24 left to play. Early stages, second quarter in Detroit, with the Lions lead over the Rams now 14-10. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Let's go, football fans.
This week on Let's Go with Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald and me, Jim Gray.
Special guest, Lamar Jackson.
Did you have that chip on your shoulder still?
I definitely do still have that chip on my shoulder. I don't think I have accomplished what I wanted to yet, so that's why that chip is still on my shoulder. I want that Super Bowl. I've been chasing that for a long time.
Listen now to the extended version of Let's Go, exclusively on the SiriusXM app, included with all our trials and popular plans.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
The NFL playoffs are here, and Sports Grid Radio has all the information you need to get the winning edge over the sports books.
There's been a ton of sharp money that's come in, dropped the line way down to as low as 4.
All the lines, odds, totals, and player props for every game, right up through the Super Bowl.
We're not dealing with a total 44.5, 45.5. We're in the mid-50s now.
When it happens in your favorite sport, it's covered on Sports Grid Radio.
I like the over, and I think they'll beat them by 11 or more.
Channel 159 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
This is Dave LaGreca, host of Busted Open, the #1 pro wrestling show in the world. Whether it's WWE, AEW, or TNA, the world of pro wrestling is the hottest it's ever been, and we cover it for you 7 days a week. If you follow daily or want to jump back in, Busted Open is the only place to hear the past, present, and future of pro wrestling, only on SiriusXM Fight Nation, channel 156 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Breaking news here. You know who's retiring? Nick Saban. My goodness gracious.
When the sports world is talking, nobody gives you more perspectives than the experts of SiriusXM.
We are saying goodbye to the greatest college football coach this sport has ever seen.
Hear instant reaction on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
College football is going to be a lot worse off without Nick Saban.
An expert analysis on college sports radio.
This is huge news. This is something that is going to have a massive domino effect on college football.
Live sports talk when you need it is on SiriusXM in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Possible tax refund ASAP? It sounds like you need TaxSlayer. Enjoy TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy guarantee and file fearlessly at TaxSlayer.com. What a drive for Matthew Stafford and the Rams. 8 plays, 72 yards, the 50-yard bomb to Puka Nakua. And that cuts Detroit's lead down to 4. LA's kick sails through the back of the end zone, and Jared Goff and company are going to have it at the 25. Let's quickly pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58.
Join MLB Network Radio's spring training tour with stops in all 30 caps on SiriusXM 89 and the SiriusXM app starting late February.
13:24 left to play, early second quarter at Ford Field in Detroit. Jared Goff and company begin at the 25, handoff left side off tackle is Montgomery, shot out of a cannon as he crosses the 35, tackled after a run of 11 by John Johnson III, as they're going to mark him down at their own 36.
This run game, now we're back to Montgomery. Remember, he had the first series, now the third. He didn't even get touched for 6 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Great job by Taylor Decker and Jonah Jackson, left side of the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 from their own 36. Motion to the far side. Goff from the gun. Hands to Montgomery, running to the right. Just off guard. Crosses the 40. Chisels some yards as he runs those legs. Tackled finally by Ernest Jones. It's a pickup of 5. Mike, give us your early observations, what you've seen so far.
Well, obviously on offense, I think Detroit has been balanced and deadly. Goff, right at this point, has been outstanding. He's 9 for 9. Detroit, characteristically, giving up chunk plays in the pass game on defense, and that's been their Achilles heel. I thought that was a great call by McVay on 3rd and 1 on the double move to Nakua.
2nd and 5, Detroit from their own 41. They mark it down between the hash marks. Goff under center, play action, drops back deep, throws over the middle along the numbers, and it is caught by a lunging Jamison Williams on LA's side of the field. They're going to mark it down right around the 47. It's a first down completion for 13 yards on a beautiful pass by Goff.
Goff is now 10 for 10 for 124 yards. play action. It's called a vertical stop. You get a speed guy like Jamison Williams to run hard. Looks like a vertical. He stops 16 to 18 yards. Great throw.
1st and 10 from the Rams 46. A fire from Goff towards the far sideline, sails incomplete at the LA 42-yard line. That's the first incompletion of the night for Jared Goff. It comes at the 11:38 mark of the second quarter. The run to the Super Bowl is on, and NFL Network is your home for the most comprehensive playoff coverage anywhere, all the way through Super Bowl 58. NFL Network, one network, all postseason. Lions lead the Rams 14-10. They've got it 2nd and 10 from the LA 46. Goff calling signals from the gun, motion to the near side. Goff takes the snap, short drop, fires, and it's caught at the 40-yard line. It's a catch and curl by Reynolds. A little bit extra after the whistle, no flag. Reynolds tackled at the Rams 42-yard line. And that's going to set him up here with a 3rd down coming up. First time facing 3rd down for Detroit so far in this game.
Yeah, that's how efficient their offense has been. You can probably hear the boos in the background. That's because defensive tackle DeJuan Johnson came in late with a forearm to the head of the wide receiver Reynolds.
3rd and 5 from the Rams 41. Shotgun snap, Stafford. He's going to fire far side. It is caught at the 32. They break the initial tackle. Amon-Ra St. Brown doing what he does. Slips the initial tackle. He makes the catch in tight quarters. Picks up 14. They convert. First down, Lions.
And that's all St. Brown. 119 catches for over 1,500 yards. It's press man coverage on the outside. He stops and comes. The key is he came back to the football. He beat Witherspoon back to the ball, then threw him off his back and continued to run.
1st and 10 from the 27. They go screen pass near side. Gibbs slips the initial tackle inside the 20, 15, and he's down to the 10.
Oh,
boy, the ever dangerous Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 on a catch and run on the near side screen pass. Finally tackled by Russ Yeast. First down, Detroit.
People were questioning this first-round pick. Jahmyr Gibbs, why take a running back in the first round? All of a sudden, they sneak him in the game. They get the ball to him. He makes a great catch out wide, makes 2 or 3 people miss, and finishes with authority.
Montgomery and Gibbs, first pair of teammates in history each with 1,000 scrimmage yards, as we get a whistle here before the snap on a 1st and 10 from the LA 10-yard line. Multiple flags fly as we await the call from Craig Rolstad.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 99. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, that's Aaron Donald.
And you know when you're at this point in the first half, 9 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second quarter, and it's the first time you've mentioned his name and it's on a penalty, it means that Detroit offensive line's taking care of business. Run game, pass game, and to Ross's point, the play-action game's been superb.
9.5 left before halftime. Detroit 14, Rams 10. 1st and 4, I beg your pardon, at the LA 5-yard line. Handoff Montgomery running to the left, and he's buried behind the line of scrimmage. Jonah Williams making first contact as he drives Montgomery to the turf, just barely trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. May have lost a yard.
Came with power there, and an ISO play with a fullback, Jason Kabinda, in the football game. Really good job that time by coming off the edge, beating the block. Jonah Williams, 3rd-year player out of Weber State. He's a better player than people understand, competitive and tough.
2nd and 5 from the Rams 6. Goff from the gun as they work off the left hash. Motion to the near side. One wide out to the right. Handoff Montgomery. Slithers 3 to the left off tackle. Gets inside the 5, close to the 4, maybe the 3 as he picks up a couple. And Mike, that's going to set him up for a pivotal 3rd down here. The goal, the yard to gain, the line to gain is the 1 for Detroit.
And the ball's inside the 5, but not quite at the 4. And remember, Spiro, we talked about the criticality of red zone conversions. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. It's already 14-10. You got to convert this into a touchdown, not a field goal.
3rd and 3. They need the 1-yard line as they work from the Rams 4-yard line. Goff under center, motion to the far side. Montgomery lone setback. Handoff Montgomery, runs to the left off tackle in a sea of bodies. Boy, he's going to be close. It'll depend on the spot. Initially, it looks like he's short.
I think he's a yard and a half short.
He is indeed short. You can hear the clamoring from the hometown crowd here in Detroit.
Dan Campbell's walking all the way down the sideline to take a look at how far they have to go.
Eligible. Number 7, he's eligible.
Well, we know what that means here. Dan Skipper is eligible. They get the attention emphatically with the officials as Dan Campbell's going to lead his offense onto the field. Mike, you like this?
It's what he's done all year. He's being consistent to who he is. Yes.
4th and 1. They mark it at the 2-yard line. Remember, they need the 1 here. Shotgun snap. Goff looks near side, fires into the end zone. It is caught for the Detroit touchdown. It's the rookie Sam Laporta. And with the money on the table again, Jared Goff delivers a strike. And Detroit builds on its lead. It's 20-10 with 7:12 left before halftime.
Just listen to this play. It's awesome. Critical play, 4th down, play action. Laporta came through and is covered man-to-man by an outside linebacker named Michael Hoyt, who's really a defensive end. He's 290 pounds. He cannot stay with that tight end.
Boy, all the talk of Matthew Stafford as the point after is good. How about Jared Goff's start? Holy smokes, 14 of 15 for a $161 and that touchdown. He has been near perfect so far. With the point after, it's Detroit 21 and the LA Rams 10 with 7:12 left before halftime. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome back. All right, Jimmy, our Army veteran, for $400. Are you ready to answer the next question?
Actually, I'm good.
Huh?
Well, I already earn and save $473 a year on average with Navy Federal Credit Union. So, yeah.
All members of the armed forces, all veterans, and their families can earn and save more every year with a Navy Federal membership. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Dollar value based on the 2022 Navy Federal Member Giveback Study.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From now through Super Bowl 58, stream the NFL on Westwood One for free, sponsored by AutoZone. You can listen to our broadcast of the NFL live on WestwoodOneSports.com, on the NFL app, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports, or on our affiliate stations' digital platforms. Make AutoZone your end zone check engine light on. Get a check with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply. 7:12 left to play. Opening half here in Detroit with the Lions in front of the Rams, 21-10. So Jared Goff, we mentioned his stat line. Mike Mayock, he has led 3 touchdown drives of 75 yards. They go 11, 75, and 6-12. The 2-yard touchdown catch on a 4th and 1 by Sam Laporta.
Yeah, Goff 14 for 15 for 161. The running attack, 11 carries for 53 yards. This is as an efficient offensive attack as I've seen all year. Give a lot of credit to Ben Johnson.
Jack Fox on the approach, boots it away, end over end from his 35. It's going to sail through the end zone, and Matthew Stafford's going to have it at the 25. We check in once again with Ross Tucker downstairs.
Guys, it feels like a really important drive for the Rams right now. They have shown no ability whatsoever to stop the Lions. The Rams defense has been okay this year. I call them the one-name defense as opposed to the no-name defense because they've got Aaron Donald but they have not been able to slow down the Lions at all. Matthew Stafford is going to have to hold serve pretty much every time the Rams get the ball.
Stafford's going to work from the gun, 1st and 10 as they begin at their 25. Lone setback is Ronnie Rivers now. First time we've seen him tonight. Motion near side, Stafford, short drop, looks over the middle, goes through his checks, he completes, over the middle at the 40. It's guess who? Nakua, still going, breaking a couple of tackles. Finally, they get him around the shoestrings at the LA 45. Nakua busts out again for 20. Finally brought down by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
That's his 5th catch, and folks, he's already over 100 yards now. 5th catch, 106 yards. I think that's Matthew Stafford's favorite throw is a deep in route. He was unbelievable with that at University of Georgia 15 years ago, and time has not changed that. He can drive that route.
Under center is Stafford calling signals, 1st and 10 from their own 46. He now is going to change the play and drop back into the shotgun. Motion to the far side, play clock down to 4, shotgun snap, Stafford drops back, throws towards the far side, outside the numbers, it's incomplete, there's a flag thrown. Tyler Higbee was the intended target, the tight end running a slant towards the far side of the field. Stafford's pass a little bit in front of Higbee.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 2. It's a 5-yard penalty, an automatic, first down.
Play action again, this time Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who is a lot faster than the guy he's covering on this. Tyler Higbee, the tight end, used way too much hands. He grabbed him, changed the direction, was easy for the ref to see the grab. Good call.
Clear penalty, and the officials with Craig Rostad all over it. Rivers again, lone setback. 1st and 10 after the penalty. They mark it now inside Detroit side of the field at their 49-yard line. Handoff here to Rivers running left. He tries to cut back over guard. Picks up maybe a half yard as he just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to set him up with a 2nd down. Derek Barnes on the tackle. Spiro Ditas and Mike Mayock here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. Huddle up with Grainger to get more done. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by one of over 250 branch locations.
And Spiro, the tackle there, was Aleem McNeil. Key comeback. He came back from injury last week, week 18 of the NFL season. He's their best interior defender, making a play for no gain.
2nd and 10. They work from the Detroit 49. Shotgun snap to Stafford, goes through his reads, fires, completes over the middle. It'll be a pickup of about 4, maybe 5. It's Ben Skoranek on the catch at the Detroit 45. He's buried right after the reception. It's a pickup of 5, 3rd down.
And I'm with Ross. I mean, it feels like a track meet. Detroit hasn't skipped a beat. They've run 3 consecutive 100 meters at about 10-5. And if Detroit wants to stay in this race, every possession has got to result in points.
Rams 2 of 3 on 3rd down tonight. Clock running, 5 left before the half. They're down 21-10. It's a 3rd and 5 from the Detroit 44. Stafford from the gun. They work off the left hash. 4-man rush. Stafford throws a tight spiral down the far side of the field. It is incomplete at the Detroit 15-yard line, intended for Demarcus Robinson. Stafford trying to hit him over the shoulder along the far side. It's incomplete, and it's 4th and 5.
Good coverage by the nickel, Brian Branch, who's a rookie 2nd-round pick out of Alabama. He's got the point man in a bunch on a vertical route. Branch was in his hip the whole way, and like every typical Alabama defensive back I've ever seen, they're actually individually coached by Nick Saban, and they're amazingly well-schooled.
Boy, how about this decision? They're going to go for it with Sean McVay. 4th and 5 from the Lions 44, outside of the field goal range of Brett Maher. Stafford from the gun takes the snap, deep drop, fires near side. It's caught at the 39. He's right at the line to gain. Cooper Kupp makes the catch. 1st down Rams. Stafford knew exactly where he was going with the football. They pick up 6.
It's really intriguing. Cooper Kupp was the darling of the NFL a few years ago, back in 21 when they won the Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp had 145 catches. That's his first one tonight, mostly because Puka Nacua has become the headliner of this wideout group.
Clock running, 4:23 before halftime. Rams down 21-10, but they've got it 1st and 10, driving at the Lions' 38-yard line. Stafford from the gun, Nakua motions to the far side. Williams lone set back to Stafford's left. Stafford deep drop. Pump fakes. Fires far side. Inside the numbers. It's caught at the 20-yard line. 2-2 Atwell. And he is going to stroll into the end zone. He somersaults in, to be exact. And the LA Rams have answered the bell yet again. Atwell's defender lost his feet lunging for the pick. It left him wide open. It's a 38-yard touchdown catch and run. And the LA Rams have cut it with 4:02 remaining before halftime. 21-16 Lions.
And it was outstanding coverage by Kendall Vildor. He was the point man in the bunch. He stayed with it, but to your point, he tried to undercut the route. And if you do that, you better come up with the football. He did not. Good concentration by the wideout to finish it.
Boy, Kyron Williams with a terrific block to give Stafford a chance, and Atwell is able to do the rest. Brett Maher with the point after, so the Rams convert on a 4th down. Sean McVay sensing the moment, and Matthew Stafford is once again up to the task. So everyone catches their breath yet again here in Detroit with 4:02 remaining before halftime. The Lions lead over the Rams down to 21-17. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet on the BetQL Network, weekdays 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is the BetQL Network?
The BetQL Network is where the smartest sports betting talk meets the most entertaining sports betting talk. We call it Wagertainment.
Not bury the lead here. Folks, Jenks is 7-0 this week.
I love ugly football. This is so degenerate. Is this a live betting game?
Listen to the BetQL Network anywhere and anytime on the new and improved Odyssey app, or watch us on twitch.tv/BetQL, presented by the King of Sportsbooks, BetMGM.
Why do challenge flags only exist in football? Think how useful they'd be in real life. Like when you're positive it's not your turn to walk the dog. Challenge flag. The neighbor's kid says it wasn't their ball that dented your car door. Challenge flag. Your friend paid you back, but you definitely don't remember that? Boom. Challenge flag. Imagine settling a disagreement with an instant replay. Why isn't the world like that? I guess it's because it's technically impossible. You know one thing no one would ever challenge? Protecting your home and auto with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for detail.
Looking to buy a home? Get expert advice on finding the right home, making an offer, and the latest market trends from realtors. Listen to Real Estate Today at podcast.realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
The American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage. More donors are urgently needed now to ensure blood is ready at a moment's notice. Make an appointment today to give. Use the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
The NFL playoffs are here, and the road to Super Bowl 58 is off and running. Super Bowl Super Wildcard Weekend, presented by Verizon, concludes tomorrow with another doubleheader. Two big ones, the Steelers at the Bills, followed by the Eagles in Tampa to take on the Bucs. You can visit NFL.com/schedule for more information. 4:02 left, second quarter here in Detroit, with the Lions in front of the Rams, 21-17. The kick by Evans through the end zone. Goff and company will have it at the 25 as we check in with Ross Tucker.
Just to show you guys how good Sean McVay is, before that last touchdown pass to Tutu Atwell, he came down, McVay did, to the side judge, Dale Shaw, and said, watch number 5. He's going to be held. Tutu Atwell had an outbreaking route. He was absolutely held. It should have been a penalty. He fought through it to make the catch, touchdown anyway. Even after the touchdown, McVay was telling the side judge, you should have thrown the flag.
Amazing. Ross Tucker all over it. Here is Gibbs breaking one off left tackle as he bounces to the edge. That's a first down run for Detroit. Terrific drive starter as he tiptoes along that far sideline. Mike Mayock, a pickup of 11.
I love Gibbs. I love what this offensive line is doing even more. And when you take into consideration injuries throughout the season, this group of 5 starters, when they're together, they're 7-1 this year. Their only loss was at Dallas, Week 16, which some people thought should have been a win.
Their number 3 running back, Craig Reynolds, their fourth-year man, has checked in for the first time here. 1st and 10 from their 36 play action. Goff rolls out near side. Donald's giving chase. Football is loose. It caroms back to the 20. Detroit has recovered with the tight end Brock Wright as they avert disaster. Aaron Donald getting his arms around Goff. They're going to lose 15. And the first big play from this LA Rams defense tonight.
Yeah, Aaron Donald had him, and Goff, instead of going down for a sack, tried to flip it out wide to his tight end. He got nothing on the throw because he was getting hit by 2 linemen. Really, quite frankly, a dumb play.
What a dangerous play by Goff.
You took a bad play and you turned it into something that could have been game-changing.
2nd and 25. They mark it down all the way back to the Lions' 21-yard line. Goff calling signals as he works from the gun. Motion near side. Goff takes the snap. Screen pass. Far side. It's caught at the 18. It's Gibbs. Slips the initial tackle. Across the 25. Crosses the 30. As he works along the left hash, he's tackled there by Ernest Jones. So they get 10 of those yards back. They're going to mark it down at their own 31-yard line to set him up with a 3rd and 15.
The more I see of this Gibbs kid, the more I love him. I mean, he's only got 2 carries, but for 21 yards. In the pass game, 4 catches for 43, so he's already at 64 yards, and he's only had about 6 touches.
2:02. Let's see if they run a play here. That looks like they will not, as that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. It's sponsored by First Alert. When's the last time you replaced your smoke alarms? First Alert introduces new precision detection smoke alarm technology to help protect what matters most. Visit firstalert.com to learn more. So 2-minute warning in Detroit with the Lions in front of the LA Rams 21-17. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Did you know cooking nuisance alarms are the #1 reason for disabling smoke alarms? Introducing First Alert Precision Detection Alarms. Updated to the latest industry standards, these alarms feature new precision detection smoke alarm technology to help better distinguish cooking smoke and steam from a fire emergency while providing early warning in the event a fire breaks out. If it's time to replace your alarms or you're ready to upgrade, visit firstalert.com or your local Lowe's store to help protect what matters most.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced. Let our professional parts people test your battery for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Final 2 minutes of the first half in Detroit with the Lions in front of the Rams 21-17. A reminder, stay with us for the NFL wildcard playoffs halftime report here on Westwood One, sponsored by Wendy's. Scott Graham will have a recap of that incredible game between Green Bay and Dallas. Incredible, more so if you're a Packers fan. They won it 48-32. That's coming up on the Wendy's halftime report. Wendy's breakfast, 2 for $3. Biggie bundles are here, limited time only during breakfast hours. So a 3rd and 15 coming up for Detroit at the 31. If LA holds here, they get it, potentially some more points before the half, and then they get it, Mike, to begin the second half.
Yeah, and you get the feeling, you want to feel like Detroit has dominated this half. They've had 3 possessions prior to this one, all touchdowns, but the Rams have hung in there and made big plays in the pass game. And remember, keep talking about the Achilles heel of Detroit defense is their pass defense, especially their corners.
Shotgun snap. 3rd and 15. Goff takes it, has time, delivers a strike. It's going to be a first down completion. Amon-Ra St. Brown finds a window at the Rams 47. He runs diagonally to the far side. What a play on a 3rd and 15. They pick up 23, and suddenly Detroit in business.
Amazing to me that you can let their best player be that wide open on 3rd and 15. Goff had all day to throw it. St. Brown against the zone coverage in between the deep safety and a linebacker underneath, and they make a big play to keep the drive alive.
On 1st and 10 from the LA 46, handoff to Gibbs, trying to find the edge, running left around end. Forced out of bounds by Byron Young as he's going to pick up maybe a yard here. So Detroit, with the clock stopped, 1:48, they've got all 3 timeouts as they ready for 2nd and 9.
Yeah, you get the feeling they'd like to run the ball, play action, just what they've done anyway this first half. Control the clock and don't give the Rams any opportunity to do what you talked about a moment ago, which is convert a score at the end of the half and get the ball back again at the beginning of the second.
21-17, Detroit looking to build on their lead. 2nd and 9 from the LA 45, shotgun snap. Goff, draw play, handoff here to the running back. Gibbs running over left tackle. Taking on a couple of defenders at the LA 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and that's going to set him up with a 3rd down here with 1:32 left and counting before the intermission.
Pretty amazing to me that the Rams converted a 3rd and 15 earlier in the game that turned into a touchdown drive. We didn't think they'd do that. Great throw by Stafford, and now on a 3rd and 15 here, St. Brown being that wide open for 23 yards blows me away. It just shows how good these offenses are.
Shotgun snap on a 3rd and 5. Stafford, Goff, beg your pardon, hit on the release. It wobbles free and falls incomplete at the LA 35-yard line. Colby Turner getting there like a lightning bolt as Goff barely had a chance. What a defensive play by the Rams again. And the call here, what they're going to do with Dan Campbell, Mike, on 4th and 5, the offense staying on the field.
Yeah, I don't think they even blink. They don't hesitate. This is what they've done all season long. They did it 3 times in a row on 2-point conversions against Dallas 2 weeks ago. There's no doubt he wants to go for it.
4th and 5 from the Rams 41. They work on the left hash with 66 seconds left before halftime. Motion to the far side. There's some movement pre-snap. 2 flags fly. What's the call here from Craig Rolstad?
We're going to call offense.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Boy, that's the left tackle, Taylor Decker. Wow.
Yeah, I thought they got the defensive lineman in my eye. I didn't see Decker do anything. Yep. I just saw a replay. Ernest Jones, the linebacker, stepped into the neutral zone. The left guard, the left tackle, both reacted as they're taught to. If that play stands, it's an awful call.
Boy, they have been victimized by some really tough officiating here over the past couple of weeks. You go back to that incredible finish between Dallas and Detroit, and you can hear the boos as they show the replay up on these screens. So with the penalty, Detroit no choice but to punt here on 4th and 10. Jack Fox, good end-over-end punt is going to be fair caught by Austin Trammell at the LA 10-yard line. The boos continue, and another penalty flag is thrown here along the near side at around the LA 12-yard line as we wait the call here. Clock stopped with 59 seconds left before halftime, and the Lions leading the Rams 21-17. Mike, I don't believe that the crowd liked that call. Let the officials know how they feel about it. Put it mildly.
During the kick, personal foul, illegal blindside block, return team number 6. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. 1st down, Los Angeles. Timeout.
Well, that's the running back, Trey Tomlinson, so they're going to get pinned back even further here. And we're going to get a break with 59 seconds left before halftime, and Detroit in front of the Rams 21-17. Timeout on the field. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Business has always been about turning a profit, making money. But can it stand for something more? Something beyond dollars and cents? We think so. We think that today, business has a higher calling, a purpose to be fair and just, to do right by their workers, customers, communities, and the environment. And it turns out companies successful doing that also do better for their bottom line. When you see the Just Capital seal, it means this company is a force for good. Visit justcapital.com to learn more.
Jefferson, touchdown!
I'm Justin Jefferson with the Minnesota Vikings.
Hi, I'm Jamar Chase with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Nobody can stop it!
Why do I choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Because I only go all out.
Because I can't be stopped. Because my Sleep Number smart bed helps me sleep at the right temperature all night.
So we can take our game to the next level. That's why 80% of NFL players choose the Sleep Number smart bed. Sleep next level, perform next level.
The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Ever wonder which companies deserve your hard-earned dollar? Ask Just Capital, a nonprofit that helps large companies do good for the world, because a just business is a better business. Learn more about their mission at justcapital.com. So the first drive tonight that does not end in points is a Detroit punt. Rams have it, but they're pinned back at their own 5-yard line. All 3 timeouts, Mike, 59 seconds. They're down 21-7.
Yeah, and we're going to, the first couple plays will dictate which coach decides to start to use the timeouts.
Stafford is going to work from the gun. He stands at his own goal line on first down and 10 from their own 5-yard line. They work on the right hash. 1 wide to the right, 2 to the near side. Snap, Stafford hands off to Williams, running off right guard as he moves to the right diagonally towards the far side. Tackled by Jack Campbell. It's a run of 6. Clock running, 47 seconds. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, ball's in McVay's court here. He runs it on first down for 5 or 6. Detroit content to let the clock run at this point.
And they're still in the huddle.
Taking their time, and I don't think McVay wants to take any chances. You'll see a screen, a run play, a check down, something conservative here. See if he can pick up a first down.
23 seconds, 2nd and 4 from their own 11. Keep in mind the Rams will have the football to begin the second half, certainly playing into the mindset of Sean McVay. Shotgun snap, Stafford fires, completes to Cooper Kupp near side, inside the numbers at the 15. It'll be a first down catch, but that should take us to the end of the half, down to 5, down to 4. It's a pickup of 7. And that is going to take us to halftime here in Detroit. So it took the last 2 drives, one for Detroit, one for the Rams, to finally get offensive possessions that didn't end in points. Plenty of first half fireworks as the Lions are up 4 at the intermission.
Track meet. We talked about it all night. That's what it's going to come down to. This is the best game so far of the weekend, and it's not even close.
It has lived up to the billing, to say the least, and we got 2 quarters of football left. Halftime here in Detroit with your score, the Detroit Lions 21 and the Los Angeles Rams 17. When we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from our Progressive Insurance Studios with the Halftime Report. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers today. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
It's 40 love here in the 3rd set.
And there's the bell. She's coming off the bench hot, looking for a quick knockdown. But wait, she's driving to the hoop. Oh, down goes the champ.
Now that's another double fault. She'll be shooting too.
The serve is up. And here comes the left hook. She's bundled her home and auto insurance with Progressive. Swish, ace, savings, TKO.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Welcome to the NFL Playoffs Halftime Report on Westwood One.
Sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo, single item at regular price. Once again, here's your host, Scott Graham.
From our Westwood One studios, halftime right now in Detroit, and Spiro and Mike were right. This game has been a boatload of fun. Lots of offense. We'll see who ends up taking this thing over in the second half. Detroit leading 21-17 at the break. This is game 2 of our second straight day of doubleheader action here in Super Wildcard Weekend. Game number 1 happened in Dallas. Number 2 seed Dallas Cowboys against a team that at the number 7 seed, people weren't quite sure what the Green Bay Packers would be coming into this game. What they were, as it turned out, was totally dominant. Cowboys couldn't stop the Packers over the course of the entire of the first half, and they took a 20-0 lead late in the second quarter. Dallas needed to figure out a way to get on the board and tried to drive late in that second quarter, but things went from bad to worse for the Cowboys.
Cowboys will go with trips left, single man right. Prescott on the gun on second down and a couple. Here's the snap. Dak back to pass. Throws him in the middle. Intercepted. Picked off by Savage. Down the near side numbers. Darnell Savage is gone to the end zone. Touchdown Packers. Second interception thrown by Prescott, and this one goes to the house. Darnell Savage jumped in front of it and went untouched all the way to the end zone. 26-0 Green Bay late in the first half.
Ryan Radke, the call right here on Westwood One. They went up 27-0. Dallas got a touchdown before halftime and a field goal early in the third quarter to close down to a 17-point game. But Green Bay was unrelenting and put together a 75-yard drive capped by a guy who had a big day.
Love takes the snap. He'll hand it off Jones. Running left, cuts back up the middle, across the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown Packers. A 9-yard touchdown for Aaron Jones. It's his third of the game. And the Packers extend the lead again. 33-10 Green Bay. 6:38 to go in the third quarter. Aaron Jones having a huge afternoon here in Dallas.
As it turned out, the Cowboys never really got close. They got within 2 scores late in the game, but that was it, as Green Bay wins it by a score of 48-32. Dallas actually put up 510 yards of total offense, but Green Bay dominated the game. Aaron Jones, 21 carries for 118 yards and those 3 scores. And Jordan Love, in his first playoff game as a starter, 16 out of 21, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a near-perfect quarterback rating. And after the game, Jordan was happy.
Feels fun. Just being in the locker room right there, it's a great environment to be in. Can't say enough how proud I am of everybody in the locker room. It's been a long season. We've been counted out a lot of the season, so just the way everybody keeps battling, keeps competing, getting better, and obviously putting on great performances like tonight. So it's a great feeling.
Green Bay Packers punch their ticket to the divisional round. Their next stop is going to be their biggest stop so far. They take on the Niners in Santa Clara in the divisional round next week. On the other side, for the Dallas Cowboys, it comes to an end in the playoffs again. Dak Prescott, 41 out of 60 attempts for 403 yards and 3 touchdowns, but a couple of interceptions in the ball game, and afterwards he was asked about the status of his head coach, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, he's been amazing. I don't know how they can be, but I understand the business. In that case, it should be about me as well, honestly. I mean, that guy, I've had the season that I've had because of him. This team has had the success that they've had because of him. And I understand it's about winning the Super Bowl, and that's the standard of the league and damn sure the standard of this place. So I get it, but add me to the list in that case.
Dak Prescott standing behind his head coach. We'll see where this one ends up going. Dallas has won 12 games, 3 years in a row, but the playoffs are their Waterloo, and they were eliminated today by the Packers, 48-32. Our halftime score, Detroit 21, LA 17. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
The forgotten. For non-stop NFL talk,
There's only one station for you, and that's Sirius XM NFL Radio.
You heard Lamar Jackson say when he first got drafted, they want to get to a Super Bowl. Not only do they want to get there, they want to get there and win.
Brock Purdy, he's the Rodney Dangerfield of NFL quarterbacks. He gets no respect. I don't know what more the guy has to do. His problem is he makes it look too easy.
The road to Super Bowl 58 is on Sirius XM NFL Radio, Channel 88, and the all-new Sirius XM app.
It's Mad Dog Unleashed with Christopher Mad Dog Russo.
Good afternoon, everybody!
Hear the passion.
Be aggressive. Get something done.
Hear the knowledge.
The game, folks, is about two plays, and that's what it comes down to.
Hear the personality.
I'm going to start here in an angry mood.
Get somebody on the radio! That has made him a sports talk legend.
Does that make any sense to you? Drives you crazy.
It's Mad Dog Unleashed with Christopher Russo. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, or anytime on the Sirius XM app.
Let's go, football fans.
This week on Let's Go with Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald and me, Jim Gray.
Special guest, Lamar Jackson.
Did you have that chip on your shoulder still?
I definitely do still have that chip on my shoulder. I don't think I have accomplished what I wanted to yet, so that's why that chip is still on my shoulder. I want that Super Bowl. I've been chasing that for a long time.
Listen now to the extended version of Let's Go, exclusively on the SiriusXM app, included with all our trials and popular plans.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
The NFL playoffs are here, and Sports Grid Radio has all the information you need to get the winning edge over the sports books.
There's been a ton of sharp money that's come in, dropped the line way down to as low as 4.
All the lines, odds, totals, and player props for every game, right up through the Super Bowl.
We're not dealing with a total of 44.5, 45.5. We're in the mid-50s now.
When it happens in your favorite sport, it's covered on Sports Grid Radio.
I like the over, and I think they'll beat them by 11 or more.
Channel 159 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Welcome back to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One from the Progressive Insurance Studios. I'm Scott Graham. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $750 on average. Call or click today to find out if Progressive could save you hundreds on your car insurance. Detroit's got a 4-point lead in the best game of the weekend so far. Don't forget, though, this continues. Join us again tomorrow for another NFL Super Wildcard Playoff doubleheader. First, the Pittsburgh Steelers battle the Buffalo Bills. It's followed by the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Coverage starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on most of these same stations and on WestwoodOneSports.com. From the wild card round all the way to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, the NFL playoffs are on Westwood One. This has been the NFL Wildcard Playoffs halftime report on Westwood One, sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 biggie bundles, you can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price. Our halftime score, Detroit 21, the L.A. Rams 17. When we return, Spiro Ditas and Mike Mayock have the second half kickoff. You are listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Double slot to the near side. 2 seconds. 1. Got it away to Barry off the right. Barry to the 45 and bumps to the 40. Breaks it 35-30. He's gone. Unbelievable. Touchdown Lions, Barry Sanders. Oh my gosh, what a run.
Mark Champion on WW Day, Detroit, back in January of 1992. Barry Sanders with the exclamation point in a 38-6 divisional round victory over the Dallas Cowboys. So far, the only postseason win in the Super Bowl era for the Detroit Lions. Will they get another one here tonight? That's the question on the minds of this sellout crowd of 60,000 plus here at Ford Field in Detroit. Let's get a check now of the halftime stats, sponsored by Indeed. Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Indeed's video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Boy, if you like offensive NFL football, you've come to the right place. It has been a track meet, as Mike has been alluding to right from the start. Matthew Stafford in his return to Detroit, Mike, 12 of 16, $196, 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff, 16 of 18 for 194 in the touchdown. They avoid the big mistake with that kind of misplay on the pitch by Goff, with Donald breathing down his neck. But give us your first half thoughts and what happens here in the second half.
Yeah, my takeaways are kind of what we expected. They're two really good and balanced offenses playing at a high level. Conversely, they're two pretty bad defenses, lower third of the league. Absent of turnovers, we're getting exactly what we expected, which was a high-scoring, well-played offensive game. Second half, it's going to be interesting. Who blinks first? There's been no turnovers. Will there be a special teams play? But so far, it's been exactly what we expected. High-octane offense and not a lot of defense.
Fans finding their way back into their seats with the Rams getting set to receive. But first, let's check in downstairs with Ross Tucker.
Guys, I got a chance to hear what both head coaches said at halftime. Sean McVay very happy about the 3 scoring drives offensively and talked about potentially making some adjustments on defense. Dan Campbell was very passionate about the need to just make one play on defense. We got to make one play. We'll see if they can do it on this drive right here.
All right, Ross, it's time to go. The second half kick is sponsored by Charmin. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin? Whether it's the irresistible cushiony softness of Charmin Ultra Soft or the superior strength and absorbency of Charmin Ultra Strong, either way, you can't go wrong. Spiro Vitas, Mike Mayock, Ross Tucker, rest of our Westwood crew. We should point out the winner of this game faces the winner between Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. If Detroit wins, they would host next weekend, and the Rams would be on the road facing the winner between those two teams tomorrow night, as the kick from Jack Fox sails through the end zone, and the Rams are going to have it at their 25-yard line. Mike, what are we looking for early in the second half?
I'll be interested to see if they even try to make a pretense at the run game. They've thrown the ball so well, and in the first half, they only ran it 7 times for 22 yards. So are they going to say, we want to be efficient in the run game, or the heck with all of it? Their corners aren't very good. We've protected our quarterback. Let's just throw the heck out of the ball.
Stafford is going to play from the gun. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Down 21-17 as we begin the second half in this NFC wild card. The pass over the middle is caught by a diving DeMarcus Robinson just shy of the 40-yard line. Wasn't a perfect pass, but what a play by Robinson to snatch it. It's a pickup of 14, first down Rams.
Little to no pressure on the quarterback all night. Stafford just stepped back there. It was a deep in cut. The ball was actually off a little bit, and it was a nice catch by Robinson.
Rams break the huddle, a team that has won 7 of its last 8, including its final 4 regular season games, to finish at 10-7 and get into the playoffs. 1st and 10 from their own 39. They work right hash. Under center, Stafford drops back beat, eludes the initial sack, fires near side. It's too high. Boy, wide open on the near side of the field was Cooper Kupp, but Stafford, under some duress, couldn't get it where it needed to be, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, it was play action, and he was forced out of the pocket to his left. And what a surprise. Aiden Hutchinson is the guy getting the pressure, forcing him out. Actually, a very poor throw. Cooper Kupp got lost. They flooded the zone to the left side. Anzalone covered the guy in the flat. The intermediate defender, nobody was there. Wide open, a bad miss for L.A.
Stafford just airmailed it. 2nd and 10 from their own 39. He'll work from the gun here. Lone setback is Williams. Motion near side with Nakua. Shotgun snap, Stafford drops back, pump fakes hard, going to run for it, and he is going to be brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Just kind of lunged forward. Quick decision as he loses a yard.
Yeah, that'll be
and it's Hutchinson again there credited with the stop.
He got 2 freebies tonight, didn't he? One where Matthew fell on his butt untouched, and that one where he was just trying to get out of harm's way and pick up a yard if he could.
Crowd starts to ratchet up. Standing room only here at Ford Field for their first home playoff game in Detroit in 30 years.
3rd and 11, big fella. Who can get a stop?
They mark it at their own 38. Stafford from the gun, barking signals. 3 wide receivers to the near side. They're re-motioning. Now Stafford's going to burn a timeout. Play clock was down to 1. Stafford recognized, and boy, you don't want to burn those early in this kind of game, as they will walk back to the sideline. Will Stafford with 13:30 left early in this third quarter. Spiro Ditas and Mike Mayock here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. Give your team an edge with Grainger. You'll find supplies and solutions for every industry, plus fast delivery and 24/7 support when you call clickgrainger.com or just stop by.
Wow. I mean, to your point, this early in the second half, burning a timeout in a game like this, you know Sean McVay hopes that doesn't come back to burn him. Now you're talking about a 3rd and 11 play. You better cover Puka Nacua.
3rd and 11 from their own 38. They work off the right hash. Stafford calling signals as he lines up in the gun. Takes the snap, drops back deep. Throws, tight spiral towards the far side. Outside the numbers, it's incomplete at the Detroit 30. Robinson, the intended target. No flags. The Rams sideline pleading with the officials. No flags on the field, and on 4th down, the Rams are going to be forced to punt.
I thought that could have been intercepted. Now, Kendall Vildor could have been called for interference because he was lost, didn't know where the ball was, but he had safety help over the top and didn't need to be that aggressive. I thought Kirby Joseph could have made a cleaner play on the ball and picked it.
First punt tonight as Ethan Evans will boot it away from his own 30-yard line. Donovan Peoples-Jones subbing in as their punt returner for Detroit tonight with the absent Khalif Raymond. And that punt sails into the end zone. Not what Evans was looking to do. It's a 62-yard punt officially. And that's going to give Jared Goff and Detroit the football at their own 20-yard line. Timeout on the field with 13:17 left to play. Early stages, second half in Detroit, with the Lions in front of the Rams 21-17. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Sarcoma. Odds are you've never heard that word before. But for the 40 people diagnosed with sarcoma...
Breaking news here. You know who's retiring? Nick Saban. My goodness gracious.
When the sports world is talking, nobody gives you more perspectives than the experts of Sirius XM.
We are saying goodbye to the greatest college football coach the sport has ever seen.
Hear instant reaction on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
College football is going to be a lot worse off without Nick Saban.
An expert analysis on college sports radio.
This is huge news. This is something that is going to have a massive domino effect on college football.
Live sports talk when you need it is on Sirius XM in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Sunday, February 18th, the Daytona 500 is coming to SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
Daytona 500, baby!
The most revered race of the year.
Let's go!
Starts a new season of NASCAR.
It has this aura about it. How you race is going to be different.
40 drivers, unlimited excitement.
Charging to the inside!
And one place to hear all the action.
SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. Channel 90.
In the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Let's go, boys!
Don't miss MLB Network Radio's tour of spring training beginning in late February. When the football season blows its final whistle, it's baseball's time to shine. Tune in as we visit with all 30 teams on site across Arizona and Florida. Hear from the star players, managers, and front office executives. MLB Network Radio's tour of spring training begins in late February on SiriusXM 89 and the SiriusXM app.
The end of an era in New England.
When the sports world is talking, nobody gives you more perspectives than the experts of Sirius XM.
That will be someone other than Bill Belichick along the sidelines.
Hear instant reaction on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
This is the single greatest run in the history of professional sports. It will never be duplicated.
An expert analysis on NFL Radio.
24 years.
Back with you in Detroit, 13-17 left third quarter with the Detroit Lions in front of the Rams, 21-17. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com every weekday during the NFL season for a brand new episode of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Listen at your convenience, WestwoodOneSports.com/Ross Tucker. First down run here by David Montgomery, running right off tackle. Picks up a couple here, 3, maybe 4, tackled by Michael Hoyt. We will be listening for the Ross Tucker podcast. I think we know that guy.
Yeah, you got my attention with that. You know, I've heard Ross do a lot of things. He does the Eagles preseason games. He does a lot of radio. He did the game in Kansas City last night. He's got a podcast. I don't know how he finds time to be a dad and a husband. It's unbelievable.
He's a renaissance man. We love having him as he works the sidelines for us here in Detroit. 2nd down and 6 from their own 24. Goff drops back, fires, and it's incomplete over the middle. A little bit in front of Josh Reynolds was Goff with that pass, but certainly catchable. Unable to squeeze it at the 30-yard line as he came across the field diagonally, Mike, to the far side.
Yeah, it was play action, just a shallow crossing route. The ball was a little bit too far out in front. Not a good throw, and it could have been rescued by the wideout. Actually, I just saw the replay. I think he caught it coming out of the crowd late. When I say caught it, visually saw it coming out of the crowd late.
3rd and 6 from their own 24. Goff again from the gun as they work right hash. Goff throws it near side. It's caught in stride. St. Brown over the shoulder. Breaks a tackle. He's inside Rams territory. And finally brought down at the LA 45. A picture-perfect pass from Goff. In stride over the shoulder. They pick up 31. Massive first down for the Lions.
Rams not typically a blitz team. They bought Yeast, the safety, 101 coverage. St. Brown just used Witherspoon. When I say used them, there was 5 yards of separation on a double move. I love watching it. The release off the line of scrimmage was unbelievable.
4 catches, 72 yards for St. Brown. What a player he's turned into. Handoff here to Montgomery, running right around the edge. I beg your pardon, it's Jahmyr Gibbs as he's forced out of bounds. We'll see where the officials mark it here, close to the 45, as he just barely is able to get to the line of scrimmage.
That last play to Amon-Ra St. Brown was such an explanation of why these two defense struggle. Neither of them has a big-time corner. And if you can get them in one-on-one man situations, you can win all night.
Clock running, 11:25 left, early 3rd quarter. Detroit with possession. They're up 21-17 on 2nd and 10 from their 46 of the Rams. It's complete over the middle. It's St. Brown again doing damage. Works middle of the field between the hash marks. He's inside the 30. They pick up 16 more as Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Pro Bowl All-Pro receiver, starting to carve him up. First down, Detroit.
Yeah, understand, Michael Hoyt is 6'4", 310. Okay, he's a defensive end / outside linebacker. They're asking him to bump St. Brown at the line of scrimmage and try to get underneath him, and it wasn't even close.
Detroit breaks the huddle, 1st and 10 from the Rams' 29-yard line. Shotgun snap, handoff here to Gibbs, trying to run right around end. They give chase with multiple defenders, and they're going to get him in the backfield. In front of the near sideline as Gibbs ran to the near side of the field. Christian Roseboom got there first as they lose yardage on the play. Let's go downstairs to Ross.
It's so interesting, guys, to see the Rams, whether you call it a 3-4 or to me it looks a lot of times like a 5-man front. That's multiple times now. To your point, Mike, they've gotten Hoyt. When they go empty, he has to walk out.
Yep.
Laporta scored the touchdown on him as well. Number 97 should never be covering anybody man-to-man.
Not when he's 310.
They lose 5. 2nd and 15. Goff is sacked. Working from the gun, it's Ernest Jones who gets him back at the 40-yard line. They lose 6 more. And now the Rams defense finally showing some signs of life.
Ernest Jones is a quick, energetic linebacker. They've used him a lot, both in the A-gaps and out wide. This time, what happens is the kid's had 29 pressures, the second best of the linebackers. He goes through the A-gap and beats the running back Montgomery.
Lions break the huddle. It's a 3rd and 21. They mark it back at the LA 40-yard line with 9:20 left in the 3rd, and Detroit up 21-17. Shotgun snap. Goff maneuvering in the pocket, fires, completes near side of the field at the 40-yard line. It's caught by the tight end Laporta. Slipped the initial tackle. He's forced out of bounds just shy of the 35, but he's well short of the line of the game. They pick up only 4. And the Rams defense holds, Mike, and Detroit is going to punt.
No, the
field goal unit out.
Yeah, just picking up 4 or 5 yards like that, I think, was important for the. Remember, both teams have struggled with field goals. They've cut kickers in the last month of the season. This is not a strong point for either team.
Michael Badgley, the 28-year-old six-year kicker. Good snap, good hold, and the kick from Badgley is good from 54 yards out. So the Lions drive stalls after the couple of big pass plays, Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. But the Detroit Lions able to salvage 3 points, and they build on their lead here at Ford Field. And with that field goal, Barbasol makes another donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol, the trusted choice for a close, comfortable shave. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. 8:41 left, third quarter in Detroit. Lions 24, Rams 17. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome back. All right, Jimmy, our Army veteran, for $400. Are you ready to answer the next question?
Actually, I'm good.
Huh?
Well, I already earn and save $473 a year on average with Navy Federal Credit Union. So, yeah.
All members of the armed forces, all veterans, and their families can earn and save more every year with a Navy Federal membership. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Dollar value based on the 2022 Navy Federal Member Giveback Study.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Here in Detroit, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58.
Get closer to the game of golf with PGA Tour Radio on SiriusXM, Channel 92, and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Tracking towards the cup, and it goes in!
8:41 left, third quarter at Ford Field in Detroit with the Lions in front of the Rams 24-17. A reminder, don't miss all the NFL excitement on CBS tomorrow when the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Buffalo Bills in the wildcard playoffs. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58 on CBS. You can also hear that game right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at westwoodonesports.com. So great to have you with us. Thrill here at Ford Field. First home playoff game for the Lions in 30 years. Matthew Stafford's return to this city where he called home for 12. And right now they're down 7 points as the Rams take the field. But first, let's check in with Ross Tucker.
Something, guys, to keep an eye on after Stafford missed that throw to Kupp on the last series. At some point, he got an open wound on his throwing hand. He got a gash, and it was bleeding. So you can see there's a white bandage on the top of his throwing hand. I don't know if it's really affecting him, but obviously something to keep an eye on.
All right, Ross, all over it for us on the sidelines. They begin here at their own 25, 1st and 10. Stafford barking signals. He'll work from the gun. Nakua motions to the near side. Handoff here to Williams, running left over tackle as he cuts out, is brought down at the 30-yard line by Alex Anzalone. It's a pickup of 5 to set him up with a 2nd and 5.
If you're a Rams fan, you want to see at least an efficient rush attack so you're not completely one-dimensional. That time the left tackle, Alaric Jackson, got a good down block, opened up a hole, and 5 yards is a healthy chunk on first down.
Matthew Stafford, first time back in this stadium since that blockbuster trade, breaks the huddle. He's under center on 2nd and 5 from their own 30. Long setback is Rivers. Motion to the near side with Nakua. Handoff, Stafford, play action, deep drop. Throws to the check near side. It's Rivers working, crosses the 35 to the 40 to the 45. Along the near side, he's stuck there at the Rams 47. It's a first down and a big, big play for the LA offense as Rivers picks up 17.
Well designed schematically. It was a play action screen. and the player that was fake to Rivers just checked out wide, got the ball from Stafford, who gave him a no-look throw, and he literally didn't get touched until he was almost 20 yards downfield.
So it's Ronnie Rivers at running back for the moment on 1st and 10 for LA at their own 47. Clock running, 7:19 left, third quarter. Detroit 24 and the Rams 17. Nakua motions to the far side. Stafford from the gun takes the snap. Deep drop, throws over the middle. It's complete. Nakua on a cross to the near side. He's twirled around and tackled at the Lions' 45-yard line. That's where they'll mark him down. It's a pickup of 9 as we check in with Ross.
Guys, the play before the Rivers screen, Kyron Williams got hit hard in the head, and he was struggling. You came off the field, you could tell he was in pain. He is in the blue tent, and the red hat, the unaffiliated neuro consultant, is now in there checking him.
Boy, that's potentially big news for the LA Rams. Meantime, 2nd and 1 from the Detroit 44, left hash for Stafford, who works from the gun. Nakua resets in motion to the left. Handoff here, Rivers running over left guard. Boy, he runs over the first defender at the 40-yard line. Chisels his way down close to the 35. It was Cam Sutton who he ran over. It's a pickup of 7, first down Rams.
I can't get over how well Puka Nakua blocks, and they insert him in the run game through motion. They motion him back towards the line of scrimmage, towards the center. They stop him between the tackle and the tight end, and they expect him to lead up into the hole like an ISO block, and the frickin' kid does it. He's something.
We have to remind ourselves and keep doing it, Mike. That kid's a 5th-round pick. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the Lions, 37. Royce Freeman now into the game at running back. Lone setback behind Stafford. Shotgun snap. Stafford, quick delivery, far side. It's caught. Cooper Kupp over the shoulder, working towards the far side at the 35-yard line of Detroit. He's forced out by Kirby Joseph. It's a pickup of 4.
Always interesting for me to watch Sean McVay work offensively, and he's got a reputation as a wonder kid offensively, and justifiably so. And what I like is he's mixing in some of the run game, keeping them from being one-dimensional. They can't just tee off on Matthew Stafford.
Clock running, 5:10 left in the third. Detroit 24, the Rams 17. 2nd and 6, LA from the Detroit 33. Stafford, shotgun snap, throws, it's complete at the 27. Nakua breaks the initial tackle inside the 15 down to the 10. It's Davis Allen, I beg your pardon, the tight end. Boy, tight window from Stafford. They pick up 23. And again, those Detroit DBs having a tough time making tackles. 1st and 10, LA.
Rookie tight end, 5th-round pick out of Clemson. They had 14 draft picks, and GM Les Snead, what a job. It was a pivot route by the tight end who was lined up out wide. Good throw, good catch.
1st and 10 at the Detroit 11 as they work on the right hash. Stafford under center. Motion to the far side with Nakua. Fake the handoff, Stafford. Play action, rolls out, looking end zone, looking. He's going to throw it out of bounds. Everyone covered in the end zone, so Stafford makes a heady play, and now a penalty flag is thrown. Official immediately grabs it and picks it up, puts it in his pocket. Let's see if there's a call here. Officials are conferencing at the 10, 12-yard line area.
There's no foul on the play for illegally downfield on the pass. The linemen were all legal. 2nd down.
All right, so the officials pick up the flag.
I like when they do that. I mean, sometimes people make fun of them for doing it, but why'd you throw the flag in the first place? You could have picked it up.
They're a little sensitive with the officiating here in Detroit.
Yeah, and I think they got jobbed already tonight on the offsides on Taylor Decker.
So no flag. Rams break the huddle. 2nd and 10 from the Lions 11 right hash. Stafford from the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers to the near side. Nakua in motion. It's a jet sweep. He runs to the right side, and he's buried. Detroit's defense was right there. They weren't fooled. It's Vildor making first contact. A loss of 2, and Nakua pays a price.
Well schooled on that one. It was 45-degree motion, kind of the old wing T motion, and because of the difference in motion, both Vildor and the linebacker Reeves Maven immediately reacted outside and nowhere to go.
Boy, good news for the Rams. Kyron Williams is back onto the field on a critical 3rd and 12 from the Detroit 13. They'll mark it on the right hash. Stafford from the gun, 2 wides to the right, 2 to the left. Williams resets to the near side. Shotgun snap. Stafford looking, throws over the middle. It's caught at the 10-yard line by Kupp. He's brought down immediately after the catch. Well short of the line to gain. Brian Branch makes the tackle. So they pick up only 5. And on 4th down, Sean McVay is going to send out his field goal unit.
Yeah, about 4th and 8 on the 9-yard line.
For Matthew Stafford at the 32-yard line, just as he walks over in front of their sideline, is hunched over.
Yep.
And he is very gingerly going to be escorted to the bench area. My goodness, what a potential situation that is. Mike trying to get a look at the replay to see he's grimacing in pain, kind of.
No, he really is in pain. He got stepped. Not only did he get hit, but he got stepped on right on his shoulder, just underneath the shoulder pad. Wow.
My goodness, what a potentially big story that is. 27-yard field goal here, mere time for Brett Maher and L.A. The operation is sound, and the field goal is good as the Rams inch a little bit closer here in Detroit. And with that field goal, Barbasol makes another donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol, the trusted choice for a close, comfortable shave. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. 2:33 to play as they continue to examine Stafford. 3rd quarter in Detroit with the Lions 24 and the Rams 20. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet on the BetQL Network, weekdays 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is the BetQL Network?
The BetQL Network is where the smartest sports betting talk meets the most entertaining sports betting talk. We call it Wagertainment.
Not bury the lead here. Folks, Jenks is 7-0 this week.
I love ugly football. This is so degenerate. Is this a live betting game?
Listen to the BetQL Network anywhere and anytime on the new and improved Odyssey app, or watch us on twitch.tv/BetQL, presented by the King of Sportsbooks, BetMGM.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small Caesar potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Looking to buy a home? Get expert advice on finding the right home, making an offer, and the latest market trends from realtors. Listen to Real Estate Today at podcast.realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
The American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage. More donors are urgently needed now to ensure blood is ready at a moment's notice. Make an appointment today to give. Use the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
Back with you from Ford Field in Detroit, 2:33 to play, 3rd quarter, with the Lions lead now 24-20, but the developing story here down on the sideline with Matthew Stafford. Let's check in with Ross Tucker.
Guys, he was really laboring as he came off the field, went right into the blue tent. He is still in that blue tent. Carson Wentz, the backup quarterback, is taking snaps right now from the starting center, Coleman Shelton. The entire Rams training staff is watching the video of exactly what happened to Stafford. He kind of got crunched from both sides and got hit awkwardly. Still in the blue tent. We'll see what happens when he comes out.
Boy, baby, the playoff hopes of this franchise resting on what happens in that medical examination, Mike. What a huge story that is.
Yeah, the good news, if there is any, is that Carson Wentz played the whole game, Week 18, against San Francisco. And against, admittedly, some backups, they won the football game 21-20. He's a talented guy, and at least because he hasn't been with them all season, he got a chance to knock the rust off a week ago.
Kick is through the end zone, and Jared Goff and Detroit's offense now onto the field. They begin at the 25-yard line here with Detroit's lead over the Rams 24-20 with 2:33 to play in this 3rd quarter. Again, the winner of this game advances to take on the winner between Tampa Bay and Philly in one of our 2 Monday night games tomorrow. If Detroit wins, it'll be here in Detroit next week. 1st and 10, Goff under center, drops back, little sidearm delivery, is caught at the 30-yard line, inside the numbers, near side. Amon-Ra St. Brown continues his big night. That'll be a 1st down connection, a pickup of 10, as they'll mark him down at the 35.
Loved Goff on that play. He was looking to his left, on a short sit or squat route, and L.A. jumped all over it because his vision was that way. Backside linebackers moved with him. He came all the way back to the right side and found St. Brown wide open.
1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Goff turns, hands off to Gibbs, running right over guard, tries to cut back to the left. Picks up a couple. Aaron Donald among the tacklers for the Rams. It's pickup of 2 as the crowd quiets down here for this Jared Goff-led offense as they look to build on a 4-point lead.
Defenses have pulled them off a little bit in the second half. So far, we've had a couple of stops, 2 field goals, no touchdowns, when the entire first half was a track meet. Detroit finding problems running the football here in the second half.
2nd and 8 Detroit as they work from their own 37. Goff under center. Now barking some last-minute instructions as he stands up, now crouches down under center, turns hands to Montgomery, runs right over guard. Going to be chopped down just shy of the 40-yard line by Byron Young among the tacklers. So they pick up 2 more here to set him up with a 3rd and about 6 with 60 seconds left in the quarter.
If Laporta can hold that block a little bit longer on Byron Young, they got to play there. But Byron Young, the rookie 3rd-round pick, he's got 8 sacks coming from University of Tennessee. He's another one of those less-need draft picks that's playing at a higher level than expected.
Detroit 3 of 6 on 3rd down tonight. This is a 3rd and 6 from their own 39. They work off the right hash. Goff takes the shotgun snap, short drop, stumbles for a moment, and he stumbles down to the turf. He rolls over before the Rams come over fervishly to touch him down and mark the play dead. It was Michael Hoyt who got there first. They lose a yard on the play. He stumbled, couldn't quite regather his footing, and the Rams defense, Mike, holds again. Detroit's going to punt.
Craig Reynolds got a pass protection block, and I thought Goff had a great opportunity to make some yardage there, but he actually, as he climbed the pocket, he tripped over his own left tackle, Taylor Decker, not a great athlete to start with, and couldn't stay up.
Detroit is going to let the remaining seconds come off the clock, as that is going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter here in Detroit. The good news, by the way, looking at the television cameras, Matthew Stafford is up and taking some warm-up throws, so potentially good news down on that Rams sideline for Los Angeles. Meantime, the end of the 3rd quarter in Detroit, your score, the Lions 24 and the Rams 20. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood 1.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
One of my headlights went out.
We've got the right bulbs right here.
Get in the zone.
Wait, what kind should I get?
How about Sylvania Silverstar Ultra? They have the farthest down road vision, and you can earn a $10 bonus reward when you buy 2.
Get in the zone.
Why get the pair?
Replacing both bulbs will give you the best visibility.
Ah, I see.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Offer valid for AutoZone Rewards members.
Welcome back. All right, Jimmy, our Army veteran, for $400. Are you ready to answer the next question?
Actually, I'm good.
Huh?
Well, I already earn and save $473 a year on average with Navy Federal Credit Union. So, yeah.
All members of the Armed Forces, all veterans, and their families can earn and save more every year with a Navy Federal membership. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Dollar value based on the 2022 Navy Federal member giveback study.
When something happens to your car, you might say, but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
KFC brought its 2 for $5 chicken wraps back. And there's even new mac and cheese, spicy mac and cheese, and honey barbecue chicken wraps in addition to the classic and spicy slaw. We'll say it again. You can get any 2 of KFC's 5 craveable wraps for just $5. The perfect snack or lunchtime treat now comes wrapped in a pillowy tortilla. It doesn't get any better or more snackable than that. Get yours now before they're gone. It's finger looking good.
COVID-19 can keep you on the sidelines. If you're more likely to get very sick from COVID, ask your doctor if prescription oral treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com, sponsored by Pfizer. Back with you at Ford Field in Detroit as we begin the final fourth quarter here. Detroit Lions and the LA Rams with Detroit in front 24-20. Lions readying to punt here on a 4th and 7 from their own 38-yard line. Spiro Ditas, Mike Mayock, Ross Tucker, rest of our Westwood One crew. Winner of this one advances to take on the winner between Philly and Tampa Bay in a game that will be played tomorrow night. Punt here is fielded by Austin Trammell way back at the Rams' 10-yard line. It's a 52-yard punt. And the good news for the Rams, Mike Mayock, Matthew Stafford trots out onto the field.
No one has ever questioned Matthew Stafford's toughness. And I watched some of the video as he was going off the field from when they picked him off the ground all the way through the sideline. He was in pain. He got drilled by 2 or 3 people. They stepped on him. He's got a gash in his right throwing arm, but he will continue to compete. That's who he is.
And no one knows about his toughness and mental fortitude better than this city of Detroit, where we call home for 12 years. All-time leader in passing touchdowns, passing yards. What a juicy storyline it's been with Stafford making his first return to Detroit since that blockbuster deal that brought Goff here and shipped Stafford to LA in 2021. Can he lead his Rams to what would be an upset win on the road here in the playoffs? We get the officials now stepping in to whistle things dead here, just as the Rams are getting set to snap. Puka Nacua now potentially is being talked to by the officials. It looks like they're going to escort him to the Rams sideline. Maybe one of the ACT spotters saw something from upstairs, so he will walk off. Now it looks like Nacua is going to come back. Let's check in with Ross.
Yeah, here's what happened, guys. They blew the whistle down. They wanted Puka Nacua to get checked for a head injury, but he did. When Stafford was in the blue tent, they sent Nacua in the blue tent as well, and the red hat went in there and gave him the green light.
All right, so they got the confusion settled. Nacua is going to stay on the field. 1st and 10 for LA. They're pinned back all the way at their 10 as they work off the left hash. Stafford crawling signals, pistol formation, turns hands to Williams, breaks free, slithers into the secondary, crosses the 20, all the way out to the 24-yard line, and that gives them some massive breathing room. It's Vildor finally on the tackle, but they pick up 15.
Dude, do you know who led him up into the hole on counter? Cooper Kupp. He led him up into the hole on counter. I mean, what they asked their wideouts to do is really cool.
1st and 10, they mark it at the LA 25-yard line. Big rush by Williams to get them some breathing room. Handoff to Williams here, zigzags over left guard, trying to juke to the left, but very little room to maneuver. As Melifanu was there among the tacklers for Detroit, it's a pickup of only a yard. Stream the NFL on Westwood One for free, sponsored by AutoZone. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging. That's right, get your battery tested and charged for free. Make AutoZone your end zone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Shotgun snap, 2nd and 9. Stafford drops back, fires far side outside the numbers. Incomplete at the LA 47. No flags, a little bit of contact with DeMarcus Robinson, the intended receiver. Coverage by Brian Branch. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Robinson on a corner route took the nickel in, worked him back out. You got to like this rookie, Brian Branch. He does not flinch, which brings up a key 3rd and 9 right now for the Rams.
LA tonight on 3rd down is 2 for 6. Clock stop, 13:47 remaining in regulation. Detroit 24, the Rams 20. 3rd and 8 officially from their own 27. They work from the left hash. Stafford from the gun. Play clock down to 1. Ball hasn't been snapped. They couldn't hear him. Did they get the timeout? They did not.
Correction. Before the delay of game, timeout.
They almost might have been better off not getting the timeout.
Mike, you may be right. So they're going to burn a timeout, and that's their second, so they're down to 1 left with 13:47 left in this 4th quarter in a 4-point game.
And some of that is communication issues in such a loud environment. Remember, we're in a dome stadium. There's nowhere for the noise to escape. But losing or using 2 timeouts this early in the second half in a close game is a cardinal sin.
Rams break the huddle. 3rd and 8 from their own 27. Stafford from the gun. 3 wides bunch formation to the right. Williams motions and resets, lines up behind the left guard. Shotgun snap, Stafford, quick release, near side Nakua screen, has a couple of blockers, spins, he's at the 35, and he's got the first down. That is hard-fought running by the rookie Nakua, who authored one of the great seasons in the history of the sport by a rookie receiver. First down, LA. They mark him down at the 36. Incredible.
I've never seen a rookie wideout who's so strong, tough, and powerful. This little tunnel screen, he was hit early, spin move, dropped his shoulder pad level, and got the first down.
13-13 left fourth quarter and counting. 24-20, Rams down 4. They've got it 1st and 10 at their own 36. Shotgun snap, Stafford, hands off left side, Williams running over left tackle. Will get to the line of scrimmage, churns those legs, finally brought down by a number of Detroit defenders. It's a pickup of only a yard.
Man, I'm overwhelmed a little bit by this Puka Nakua. This is the first time I've seen him in person. Watch the film, but the more I see of him in person, the sheer physicality and toughness, the run after the catch, the play speed that's way better than the time speed, it's really cool to watch.
And even some of the blocking, Mike, that he has done that you alluded to earlier, just incredible. The versatility of his game. 2nd and 9 Rams from their own 37. Cup motions to the far side. Shotgun snap, Stafford, sidearm delivery. Over the middle, it's caught. Up the left hash. Catch made by DeMarcus Robinson outside the 45. It'll be a first down play, LA. They're going to mark it down at the 48. It's a pickup of 11.
They signed him as a UFA, a free agent this offseason from Baltimore. Played several years in Kansas City. And when Tutu Atwell went down earlier this year, he became an important component of the wideout group. Now they're both healthy, and all that is a plus-plus for the Rams.
1st and 10 Rams. They work from their own 48. They're down 24-20 with 11:40 left in the fourth quarter. Cup motions to the far side. Shotgun snap. Handoff, Williams running left, cuts back from tackle to guard as he works just outside the left hash. Tackled by John Kaminsky. It's a run of 5 by Williams. The very impressive second-year runner out of Notre Dame to set him up with a second down.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 earliest picks, Steve Avila was their second round pick, and he's their starting left guard. He had every snap of the year he competed in this year. And obviously Nakua in the 5th round. Both those rookies have made a huge difference in this lineup.
2nd and 5 Rams as they work from the Detroit 47. Stafford under center, turns, hands to Williams, trying to find the edge to the left side. He cuts back, he's inside the 40, 35, forced out of bounds there as he zigzags his way to the second level of the Detroit defense. What a block by Kupp. Also Alaric Jackson clearing a path. It's a pickup of 12, another first down for LA.
The cool thing is all game they've been running gap scheme runs, meaning power runs, counters, double teams up to the second level. That time that was pure outside zone, which they haven't done all day long. And to your point, Alaric Jackson, Avila, and Kupp had key blocks on the left side of the line of scrimmage.
A potential leading drive here as they try to move in front of the scoreboard. They're down 24-20. 1st and 10 from the Lions 35. Play action, fake handoff. Stafford fires over the middle. It's caught. A lunging catch. Nakua reaches up for it. He takes a lick right after the catch. Able to squeeze it. Brought down at the 15. This kid is unbelievable.
This is a play action. And Stafford's going to throw it backside to Nakua, who had gone in motion and run a dig route. So he comes across the middle. The ball's high. He gets drilled by both a safety and a linebacker, holds on, stays up, and finishes the run with additional yardage.
They pick up 22. It's a 1st and 10 now at the Lions' 13-yard line. 9.5 left regulation. Rams have it. They're down 24-20. Shotgun snap, handoff Stafford to Williams, and he is lit up. Running over center. We'll see if he was even able to get to the line of scrimmage, and now some extra pushing and shoving after the whistle. Officials quickly separate as they try to restore order, as it's going to be second down for the Rams.
It's hard to even fathom that a rookie 5th-round pick can be the dominant player in a wild card playoff game. This kid, Nakua, forget that the blocking. The blocking's outstanding. 8 catches for 146 yards on 8 targets.
Running out of superlatives to describe what this kid has been able to do. The moment has not been too big, and that's an understatement. Ronnie Rivers is the lone setback. 2nd and 11 now from the Detroit 14. Stafford calling signals from the gun. Cut motions to the far side. Stafford takes the snap. Screen. They get it to Rivers to the left. He breaks a tackle diagonally to the far side. Is run out of bounds just shy of the Detroit 10. So they pick up 3 there. And now it looks like we've got an injured Detroit defender who is seated on his backside. It's Alex Anzalone. But one of the key pieces to this Detroit defense, and now the athletic training staff is going to make the long jog across the field from Detroit's side of the field. So everyone will catch their breath. We'll get a timeout on the field here with 8:22 to play in the fourth quarter, and Detroit in front of the Rams 24-20. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Hey, college football fans, this is Jacob Hester. All season long, we follow the stars of tomorrow on College Sports Radio. Now we'll help you get ready for their next step, the 2024 NFL Draft. Every Thursday, check out a new episode of Draft Central on the SiriusXM app when Rhett Lewis interviews the top draft prospects as they work through the Senior Bowl, Combine, and ultimately wait to hear their name called in Detroit this April. Our team of experts on College Sports Radio gets you closer to the NFL Draft on SiriusXM Channel 84 and the SiriusXM app.
Basketball season is heating up on NBA Radio.
A spectacular move by LeBron James.
We break down the latest news every day.
It's unfair to sit there and be like, well, I mean, we're missing our best players. You got 2 other superstars.
And bring you the best games every night.
Tatum gallops into the paint and flushes hard with the right hand.
And in just a few weeks, hear wall-to-wall coverage from 2024 All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. Only on SiriusXM NBA Radio Channel 86 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
NHL All-Star Weekend returns to Toronto, and SiriusXM NHL Network Radio brings you all the action.
Pass and a quick shot. Scores! Matthews!
Lost for Crosby for the HP. He's good!
Hear conversations with all-star players and coaches, All-Star Media Day, player draft, skills competition, and play-by-play of the 2024 All-Star Game. 2024 NHL All-Star Weekend live. Beginning February 1st on NHL Network Radio, Channel 91 in the car, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
It's Mad Dog Unleashed with Christopher Mad Dog Russo.
Good afternoon, everybody!
Hear the passion.
Be aggressive. Get something done.
Hear the knowledge.
The game, folks, is about 2 plays, and that's what it comes down to.
Hear the personality.
I'm going to start here in an angry mood.
Get somebody on the radio!
That has made him a sports talk legend.
Does that make any sense to you? Drives you crazy.
It's Mad Dog Unleashed with Christopher Russo. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, or anytime on the SiriusXM
Biggest
app.
play of the night here in Detroit, with Detroit in front of the Rams 24-20, 8:22 to play in the fourth quarter, with a trip to the divisional round of the NFL postseason hanging in the balance. 3rd and 8 Rams. They'll mark it at the Lions' 11-yard line. They're 0 of 2 in the red zone tonight. Biggest play of their season right here.
The better guard 17.
Shotgun snap. Stafford drops back, flicks it towards the end zone. It is incomplete. Looking for Cooper Kupp, who is single covered. The pass was tough to catch. Gardner Johnson, the man in coverage. So the Rams unable to punch it in, and Sean McVay is going to send out his field goal unit to try to cut this down to a point.
Kupp was lined up in the backfield. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson did a great job coming over from his safety position. Really good coverage. Did not interfere with Kupp. It was a back shoulder throw in the corner of the end zone. Well played by Detroit.
29-yard field goal attempt for Brett Maher, the 6th-year kicker, 34 years of age, out of Nebraska. Good snap, good hold, and the kick from Maher.
Oh, he hit it.
Is good.
Did he kiss that off the pipe?
It looked like it. I don't believe it did. From our vantage point, we'll have to look at the replay, but it
was
went
an ugly
through.
Kick.
And Sean McVay will take the 3 points as the Rams continue to cut into the deficit as they try to take their first lead of the night. 8:10 left in the fourth quarter in Detroit. Lions 24, Rams 23. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
NFL Plus is your ticket to the NFL postseason.
We gotta get this one, boys.
Let's go! With NFL Plus, stream the entire NFL postseason and catch Super Bowl 58 live on phone and tablet.
That is unbelievable.
Plus, stay connected throughout the offseason with special content of the NFL Scouting Combine, NFL Draft, and more, all in one place. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Here in Detroit, Lions lead the Rams 24-23 with 8:10 left in this fourth quarter. The NFL playoffs are here, and the road to Super Bowl 58 is off and running. Super Wild Card Weekend, presented by Verizon, concludes tomorrow with another doubleheader. First Steelers-Bills, followed by the Eagles in Tampa to take on the Bucs. You can visit NFL.com/schedule for more information. Right now, we go downstairs to Ross Tucker.
Couple quick injury updates, guys. Kyron Williams went into the locker room. He's questionable with a hand injury for the Rams running back. Alex Anzalone was able to walk off under his own power. No update on him yet. We'll see whether or not he comes back out for the next Lions series. I know this. It's time for the Lions to get back on track on offense. They need to lean on the offensive line and get a drive going.
Boy, you can feel the tension, Ross, in this stadium as they look to score their first playoff win in 32 years as the kick sails through the end zone. And Jared Goff and company are going to have the football at their own, the 25-yard line. 8:10 remaining in the fourth quarter in Detroit. Lions 24, Rams 23. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Did you know cooking nuisance alarms are the #1 reason for disabling smoke alarms? Introducing First Alert Precision Detection Alarms. Updated to the latest industry standards, these alarms feature new precision detection smoke alarm technology to help better distinguish cooking smoke and steam from a fire emergency while providing early warning in the event a fire breaks out. If it's time to replace your alarms or you're ready to upgrade, visit firstalert.com or your local Lowe's store to help protect what matters most.
Lowe's knows pros want savings now. That's why, as an MVP's Pro Rewards member, you get volume savings on orders of $1,500 or more at the Pro Desk. And there's more. We've lowered our prices on select top products like electrical wire and drywall, so you can get the job necessities for less. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. In-store only. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Here in Detroit, Lions lead the Rams 24-23 with 8:10 remaining. Spiro Ditas and Mike Mayock here in the Grainger broadcast booth at Ford Field. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering over 1 million industrial-grade products, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Well, can this Detroit Lions offense now get itself back on track, Mike, with their lead down to a point?
Yeah, unstoppable the first half. So far in the second half, they have 1 field goal and 2 possessions, and they have not been able to run the ball. I'd like to see some Jahmyr Gibbs at some point along with Montgomery.
Play action. Goff is just going to throw it into the turf as he feels the pocket start to collapse. As the Lions begin this drive at their own 25-yard line. Good pressure that time from Aaron Donald and Michael Hoyt. Wise decision by Goff. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It's tilting a little bit towards L.A., in my opinion, right now. The first half, I thought Detroit almost ran them out of the building. Stafford kept them in it with a couple of key drives. And at this point, L.A. has stopped the run game to a large extent and I think is winning the line of scrimmage, which surprises me a little bit.
Goff under center on 2nd and 10. Handoff here, Montgomery runs right, takes on tacklers at the 30-yard line. Russ Yeast making first contact as Montgomery founds a way to get to the edge. He picks up 6. The other thing to keep in mind, remember, Sean McVay and the Rams had to burn 2 timeouts.
Yep.
So 1 left with 7:45 remaining in a 1-point game.
Yeah, obviously a huge advantage for Detroit depending on how this plays out.
Goff breaks the huddle, takes a snapshot of the Rams defense. They're 3rd and 7 on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 4 from their own 31. From the right hash, shotgun snap, Goff, quick drop, fires far side. It's high and incomplete at the 40. Intended receiver was Josh Reynolds, and so the Rams hold them to 3 and out here. And Detroit is going to punt. With 7:26 left in the 4th, this place as quiet as it has been tonight. The Rams taking the momentum in this game, and now will have a chance to get it back and take their first lead of the night, down 1.
First 3 and out of the night.
Well, it couldn't have come at the worst time for the Detroit Lions. Austin Trammell stands back deep to receive the punt at around his own 22-yard line. Jack Fox gets a good one here. Backpedaling, boy, he muffed it for a moment. Never hit the ground. He's able to squeeze it, is Trammell. But, boy, you can hear the gasps almost from up here down on that Rams sideline. A 59-yard booming punt from Fox. That's why you pay your punter as they mark the Rams back inside their own 10-yard line. Timeout on the field with 7:18 left in the 4th. It's the Lions 24 and the Rams 23. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What companies deserve your hard-earned dollar? Which would you want to work for? How can you know if they share your values? Just ask us. Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks who really means business in supporting workers, customers, communities, the environment, and shareholders. We measure progress, track success, and help them be better. When you see the Just Capital seal, you know what's real, because just business is better business. Visit justcapital.com to learn who makes your dollar count.
Finding quality candidates for your small business is no little league game, but Indeed can help you cover all your hiring bases. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
2nd down and 4. Here's Favre with another pass. How he's going to run with the ball. He throws it away into the end zone. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown to Sharp. With 55 seconds left, a 40-yard pass play for a score. The 3rd of the day for Sterling Sharp. How in the world did they let him get away?
The great Jack Buck with the call on CBS Radio Sports. 30 years and 6 days ago, January the 8th, 1994, the last home playoff game before tonight for the Lions. That Brett Favre to Sterling Sharp touchdown with 55 seconds left in the fourth was the difference as the Packers would go on to win it 28-24. How does this one end tonight as Matthew Stafford back in Detroit has a chance to lead the Rams to what would be a massive upset playoff win. They've got it 1st and 10, but they're pinned back at their own 8. Down 24-23 with 7:18 left in regulation. Stafford under center, left hash, turns, hands to Williams. Zigzags over left tackle. I beg your pardon, it's Ronnie Rivers. As he fights his way close to the 10, it's a pickup of 2. Kyron Williams is available. Ross mentioned he went into the locker room, but he's on the sideline, Mike, with his helmet off next to Sean McVay.
Yeah, that's not a good look with the helmet off.
Such a huge centerpiece of this LA offense as the Rams break the huddle. 2nd and 8. They mark it at the 10. LA going from left to right, white tops, yellow pants. Now Stafford, who was under center, is going to backpedal and line up in the shotgun. Play clock winding down, motion near side with Nakua. Shotgun snap, Stafford throws at the edge of his end zone, lofts it over the middle. It's Nakua on a cross. He's out across the 25, 30, 35, 40, far side. Forced out of bounds outside the 45 as his monstrous night continues. First down, it's a pickup of 45, and the Rams in business.
45 yards on a simple crossing route. He goes in motion as he does on most snaps of the evening. Comes back under, gets lost in a little bit of traffic. Kirby Joseph, the safety, can't undercut it, misses the tackle. And if you don't get him on the ground immediately, he is so difficult to bring down with run after catch.
1st and 10 from the LA 45. Stafford again is going to reset in the shotgun. 5:54 remaining. They're down 24-23. Stafford, shotgun snap, steps up in the pocket, fires, completes. Rivers on the screen. He's inside Detroit territory, diagonally to the near side, all the way down to the Lions 40. Brian Branch on the tackle as they pick up 15 more. Rivers was wide open. First down, Los Angeles.
What did we talk about? The Achilles heel of this defense is pass play chunk plays. Plays of 15 or 20 yards or more. We've had 2 in a row. A simple crossing route goes for 35 yards, and then a running back gets lost in the flat for another 15. Unacceptable in a playoff game.
1st and 10 Rams. They mark it at the Lions 40 as they work off the right hash. They're down 24-23. Play action. Stafford rolls out, throws across his body over the middle. It's incomplete. The intended target was the tight end Higbee. He gets lit up. He went nearly head over heels with Kirby Joseph applying the lick, and Higbee is still down at the Lions' 30-yard line. My goodness.
Crossing route. As a defensive back, you've got to go low. You can't hit a guy high. He hit him right in the knee. It looked like almost a hyperextension on the replay. Higbee's in some pain, and I don't blame him. I don't think there was anything intentional. It's just you have a small target when you're a defensive back in that situation.
Higbee is going to limp his way with the help of 2 athletic trainers to the Rams sideline. Clock stopped at 5:05 to play in this 4th quarter. Davis Allen, the rookie tight end, will come in for Higbee here with Detroit in front of the Rams, 24-23. It'll be a 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Detroit Lions. Stafford breaks the huddle. They'll go bunch formation with 3 wides to the left. Stafford from the gun in a pistol formation with Rivers behind him. Low shotgun snap. Stafford drops back, pump fake, sidearm delivery over the middle is caught by a lunging Cooper Kupp just inside the 35, so they pick up 6 to set him up with a little bit more palatable down and distance here on 3rd down.
I'd say Stafford loves delivering the football with different platforms. The no-look pass, the sidearm pass. He's like a junk ball pitcher. He's got the sidearm, the 3/4. He can come over top. He can deliver it with speed, and he can take a little curveball off of it. He's really a special talent arm thrower.
3rd and 4 Rams operating from the Lions 34. Shotgun snap. Stafford drops back, steps up in the pocket, pump fakes, flag thrown in the backfield, check down to Rivers near side. He catches it and is dragged down around the shoestrings by Kindle Vildor after a pickup of a couple. They actually lose a yard here. Let's see what the officials mark it. They're conferencing now. What's the call here? The flag thrown in the offensive backfield.
Offense, number 79. It's a 10-yard penalty, third down.
Well, that's Rob Havenstein. What a monster call that is against the Rams. On a 3rd and 4, that's going to make it 3rd and 14. They're going to mark it back at the Lions 44.
Interesting because you have the opportunity to decline that because they didn't get a first down. But it would have put them in measurable field goal position.
4 minutes and 20 seconds.
So they push him back.
Stafford and company break the huddle. 65,000 again bearing down on the Rams. 3rd and 14 from the Lions 44. 4:17 left in the fourth. Detroit 24. Rams 23.
Thank you.
So now they're going to reset, put a couple of seconds back on the game clock now to 4:20. Stafford from the gun. Lone setback is Freeman, and now the officials are going to whistle it dead here. Officials are going to get together to conference right over the football at the 44-yard line. Again, our referee tonight is Craig Rolstadt. We've had a busy night with some big calls here down the stretch as they continue to conversate here. Mike, any idea what they're talking about?
Yeah, who jumped, I believe. Offense or defense?
The placement of the ball is correct. The time on the clock is correct.
All right, so a little scorekeeping, everything's set, and nothing changes. 3rd and 14. That drama continues to build here in Detroit. 3rd and 14, Rams at the Lions 44. They're down 1 with 4:20 left in the fourth quarter.
So loud in here, hard to communicate.
Motion to the far side. Stafford barking signals over the din as this crowd is in full throat. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Deep drop. Steps up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. It is incomplete. Nakua, the intended receiver, and he took a smack.
Stafford wanted him the whole way. He looked to the left, to the 3-receiver side, came all the way back to the single receiver side, which was Nakua. They had a corner to the outside of him who held him a little bit. That was Sutton, but Sutton drove on the ball. And I don't blame Nakua for being a little bit upset. He had the jersey tag kept him from elevating properly, but no call.
So they're going to force the Rams to punt. Keep in mind, Donovan Peoples-Jones is filling in as their punt return man tonight with the absence of Khalif Raymond. The punt here is fielded by Peoples-Jones just inside the 15. He's run out of bounds along the far sideline by Duke Shelley for the Rams. And Jared Goff will come back onto the field with this Detroit offense. But first, we'll step aside. Timeout on the field with 4:07 left in this fourth quarter and a trip to the divisional round of the NFC playoffs hanging in the balance here in Detroit. Lions 24, Rams 23. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Attention, attention. I'm calling on the trendsetters and the underdogs, the disruptors and the slept on, the ones who've been told they're too much. Welcome to NFL Flag. In this game, there's a position for everyone. No matter who you are, just bring it. Get ready to run, throw, jump, and fly. This game is our game. Let's play. Visit NFLflag.com to find a league and get playing today.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
But that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at scheduleacovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Don't miss all the NFL excitement on NBC next weekend. The divisional round matchup still to be determined. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs on NBC as we welcome you back here in Detroit. 4:07 remaining. Lions in front of the Rams 24-23. A reminder, if Detroit wins tonight, they will host a division round playoff game next weekend. Of course, opponent TBD. If the Rams win this game, they will be on the road to take on the winner between Philadelphia and Tampa Bay as those two teams get set to face off tomorrow night. Meantime, Jared Goff and their offense onto the field. Mike, what's the objective here? What are they thinking on that Detroit sideline?
Well, remember, the Rams have burned 2 timeouts. If they can put together a nice long drive, force them to use that third timeout, get the ball on the plus side of the field, and get points on the board in some fashion, it's a huge advantage because they won't have any timeouts left for the Rams.
First down run here from the 17 to David Montgomery, running right over tackle, picks up 3. And that clock running here, 3:52 and counting.
Yeah, you can burn some clock here. Force them to use that third one, especially if you can run the football and get a first down or 2.
Detroit Lions 12-5 during the season, tied a franchise record for wins. First division title in 30 years. Can they get their first playoff win since January 5th of 92? That's the question that's left to be determined here tonight. 2nd and 7 from their own 20. Shotgun snap. Goff fires far side. It is caught at the 22. It's Montgomery. Slipped the initial tackle, and that's going to get him a first down. Up to the 30. What a big play by Montgomery. You had a tremendous season for Detroit. They pick up 11 first down.
Did you notice who was in the flat for the Rams? It was the 310-pound outside linebacker Michael Hoyt trying to make a one-on-one tackle against Montgomery. It's game over. He's got no chance in an open field of tackling Montgomery. Great play by the Rams. And again, that clock keeps rolling.
2:46 and counting. Fourth quarter, Detroit 24, Rams 23. 1st and 10 Lions from their own 31. Goff under center, turns, handoff here. Montgomery runs right. Minimal pickup there.
Aaron Donald came from the opposite side. I mean, we haven't talked much about him today, but he's made some key plays in the run game, especially in the second half.
Detroit's going to take this down to the 2-minute warning. You can hear the reaction from the fans. Boy, they can start to taste it, but they're not out of the woods just yet. Plenty of time left as this thing is going to wind down to 2 minutes left. And which of these two teams will be punching their ticket to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs? We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Your score, the Lions 24 and the Los Angeles Rams 23. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lowe's knows pros want savings now. That's why, as an MVP's Pro Rewards member, you get volume savings on orders of $1,500 or more at the Pro Desk. And there's more. We've lowered our prices on select top products like electrical wire and drywall, so you can get the job necessities for less. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. In-store only. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.
Jefferson, touchdown!
I'm Justin Jefferson with the Minnesota Vikings.
Hi, I'm Jamar Chase with the Cincinnati Bengals. Nobody can stop it!
Why do I choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Because I only go all out.
Because I can't be stopped. Because my Sleep Number smart bed helps me sleep at the right temperature all night.
So we can take our game to the next level. That's why 80% of NFL players choose the Sleep Number smart bed. Sleep next level, perform next level.
The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
Jackson
Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast. With a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood 1, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58.
Catch every game of the NFL playoffs through Super Bowl 58 on Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Sold out Ford Field in Detroit. We're at the 2-minute warning with the Lions in front of the Rams, 24-23. It's a 2nd and 9 for Detroit at their own 32. Mike, it's a math game and a numbers game at this point. One more first down for the Lions ends the night.
One timeout left. Use it after this play.
2nd and 9, shotgun snap. Wow. Stafford, make it Goff rather. He fires near side. It's caught at the 40. Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Detroit gets the first down. It's a pickup of 11.
I'm laughing because Dan Campbell is just so aggressive. Just about every coach in the league would be either run, screen, draw. He's pushing the ball down the field to his best wideout and saying, stop us.
St. Brown with his 7th catch for 110 yards. As he has put together one of the great seasons by a wide receiver in the history of the franchise. And more importantly, the Detroit Lions are potentially 154 away from getting a playoff win. And the celebration has already begun in earnest here in Detroit.
I mean, let's take a moment on Dan Campbell. He comes in with Brad Holmes 3 years ago. They get a bunch of good young talent, but really it's been his philosophy, his consistent philosophy of toughness, of grinding, of being physical, of drafting the right kind of person, the right kind of people in the building. This has been about a 3-year build and consistency of philosophy between the head coach, Dan Campbell, and the general manager, Brad Holmes. It's a beautiful thing.
Goff takes a knee, 2 more, and this thing is over. Boy, you think to that first year for Goff here in Detroit, 3 wins, just as the Rams were winning the Super Bowl with Stafford.
Everybody's saying the trade was one way and Goff can't play. You know what? Goff's 29 years old. He's in the prime of his life. I mean, it's
just remarkable how the fortunes have turned for this franchise. Goff takes another knee. And we're down to 64 seconds left. Detroit 24, the Rams 23. Boy, the Hollywood scriptwriters couldn't have come up with something better than this. Stafford back in the Motor City tonight. They had every chance, but in the end, it's going to be Jared Goff and the Lions moving on to the second round. Incredible.
And they won the game on a 2nd and 9 where they threw it in the flat, and then another 2nd down where they pushed it down the field to St. Brown. Just love the aggressiveness of this franchise.
Jared Goff takes the final knee, and the final seconds are going to come off the clock here at Ford Field in Detroit. The Detroit Lions have got their first postseason win in 32 years. January 5th, 1992, they outlast the Los Angeles Rams. They win it 24-23, and the Lions are moving on to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. It's only the 2nd postseason win in the Super Bowl era for this Detroit franchise, and the celebration has begun here in Detroit.
And you know what? They get to do it again right here next week. The winner of the Tampa Bay-Philly game is going to have to go through Detroit to get to the NFC Championship.
What a scene. The streamers, the confetti coming down from the rafters here at Ford Field. It is a sea of blue. Wow. 65,000 celebrating the longest playoff drought for winning a postseason game is officially over. And the party will continue, as Mike just mentioned, next weekend right back here at Ford Field. We go downstairs, and the man right in the center of the party is Ross Tucker.
Guys, I'm down here with star edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden, you're from here. You went to Michigan. What are you feeling right now? How much does it mean to you to get this win after 30 years?
It means everything, man. The Rams had a hell of a team, and this one was for Detroit. That's all. And I want to keep stacking them.
So the second half, the first half was a shootout. The second half, you guys kept getting stops. You were getting a lot of pressure. What was working for you personally?
Just continue to go through with my rush plan, and DBs were doing a hell of a job in the second half, and altogether it was a great performance in that second half.
So everybody talks about the offenses. It was the defense, the red zone stops. It was you guys on defense that ended up winning the game. That has to feel pretty good compared to what people have been saying.
It's huge. It's huge. We made it a point of emphasis in the middle of the season when we knew we were struggling in the red zone, and I think we've gotten much better with it. We just got to clean up some other stuff, and we'll be good.
How great is it that you'll be here again next weekend?
Are we?
Dallas lost, so you're back here, man. We don't know who you play yet. That depends. You play the winner of the Bucks and
Philly
Eagles tomorrow night.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's Detroit. This is for you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's great.
I just broke some news to Aiden Hutchinson there, guys.
Ross Tucker breaking all kinds of news tonight. What a moment for Hutchinson, local kid. What a moment for this fan base, Mike, that has been so beaten down here with losing season after losing season. But finally, the taste is sweet as they get their first playoff win here for this franchise in 32 years, and they're moving on. They punched their ticket to the second round of the playoffs.
The much-maligned defense held LA's offense to 0 for 3 in the red zone, difference in the football game. And then offensively, that last drive for me, watching Goff complete 2 passes to effectively end the game. 2 first downs, they ended the game, and it was consistent with the philosophy of Dan Campbell throughout the season. Be aggressive.
Let's go back downstairs to Ross.
Spiro, I have another one of the defensive stars for the Detroit Lions, Alex Anzalone from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. Alex, you're one of the captains of this team. What does it say about your defense and this team that you got the stops you needed here in the second half?
Man, we're resilient. Guys were challenged this week. Guys on the perimeter, play a little man-to-man, be a little more sticky in coverage. We gave up a couple big plays early, but we were able to get the stops when we needed them, especially in the red zone. That's what's most important.
So I told Aiden Hutchinson, you guys have a home game next weekend. He didn't know that, and he asked me who you guys were playing. What does it mean to you that you're getting to come back here in front of these fans? This environment wasn't crazy tonight.
Man, honestly, there's no other fan base that deserves this more. This city's been with this organization through all those ups and downs for the past however many years, and we're just glad to be able to bring them this joy.
Go enjoy it, man.
Love you, buddy.
See you guys.
What a great moment between those two. Ross Tucker and Alex, by the way, go back a long time. They're both from the same hometown. I don't know who's the bigger all-time person from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania.
Well, let's put it this way. Ross went to Princeton. Anzalone went to the SEC.
I think it worked out for Mr. Anzalone.
For both of them.
Worked out for both of them. What a job by Ross. What a moment between those two. And, one thing we should point out, Jared Goff, look, all the pub this week, Matthew Stafford, it's always been about Stafford, it seems like. Won the Super Bowl. He deserves all the accolades.
Yep.
How about this moment for Jared Goff? Everything he had to endure, the resurrection of his career, this moment belongs to him as much as anyone else.
2 for 2 on the final drive, both for first downs that ended the football game. Overall, 22 for 27 for 277, and most importantly, no turnovers. As a matter of fact, there wasn't a turnover in the entire game. So Goff took care of the football, made the plays when he had to, and I think when you look back at the historic trade that was made, it was good for both teams, and I'm happy for Goff. I think he took too much abuse for too long.
Goff led the Rams to the Super Bowl in 2018. They fell short to New England. He is 2 wins away from doing the same for this franchise here in Detroit, as he and the Lions have defeated the LA Rams. Your final score, 24-23. When we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from our Progressive Insurance studios with the postgame report. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $750 on average. Call or click today. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Hey, it's Michael Fabiano. The playoffs are here. The stakes are higher than ever. And there's no better way to turn playoff football's big game energy into 100 times your money than Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less than the projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's that easy. You could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Get in the lab and cook up your winning entry. Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100 when you download the Prize Picks app and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Business has always been about turning a profit, making money. But can it stand for something more? Something beyond dollars and cents? We think so. We think that today, business has a higher calling, a purpose to be fair and just, to do right by their workers, customers, communities, and the environment. And it turns out companies successful doing that also do better for their bottom line. When you see the Just Capital seal, it means this company is a force for good. Visit justcapital.com to learn more.
Jefferson, touchdown!
I'm Justin Jefferson with the Minnesota Vikings.
Hi, I'm Jamar Chase with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Nobody can stop it!
Why do I choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed?
Because I only go all out.
Because I can't be stopped. Because my Sleep Number Smart Bed helps me sleep at the right temperature all night.
So we can take our game to the next level. That's why 80% of NFL players choose the Sleep Number Smart Bed. Sleep next level, perform next level.
The Queen Sleep Number C2 Smart Bed is now only $9.90. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
The American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage as the nation's blood supply has dropped to critically low levels. Blood and platelet donations are needed now for people counting on life-saving care after accidents, surgeries, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and sickle cell disease. You can take action today. Make an appointment to give blood. To book a time, use the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your appointment.
Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol shaving cream. For whatever your day brings, start it off right with the American original, Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
Barbasol. It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios following Game 2 of our Super Wildcard Weekend doubleheader. This was supposed to be potentially the game of the weekend. It was the game with the most storylines. It was the game with the most intrigue going in. And it turned out so far, at least, to be the game of the weekend. The LA Rams taking on the Detroit Lions, hosting a playoff game in Detroit for the first time in 30 years, trying to win a playoff game in Detroit for the first time since 1991, and going up against the guy who used to be the face of their franchise for a dozen years, Matthew Stafford, coming back with the Rams, the team that he won the Super Bowl with, going up against Jared Goff, the former Ram who got traded for Matthew Stafford. I could go on, but you knew that in advance. What happened in the ball game? Well, this place was on its ear right from the very beginning, and the Detroit Lions made sure it stayed that way in the early part of the game. They ultimately ended up taking their first drive and marching down the field in clear fashion. They were running the ball. They were throwing the ball. They went 10 plays, 75 yards, and took 5.5 minutes off the clock and made sure they finished a statement on that opening drive.
2nd and goal from the LA 1. They'll work off the right hash. Motion to the right. Goff under center. Turns. Hands to Montgomery. Runs right. And he bangs it in for the Lions. Touchdown. Well, they waited 30 years for a home playoff game. Why not give them their money's worth right at the start? They drive 75 yards. And with 9:30 left in the opening quarter, 6-0 Detroit.
Probably not possible for that game to get any louder as the Lions got that extra point and a 7-0 lead. Now, the Rams figured out a way to answer back on their opening drive. A very good drive behind Matthew Stafford, but in a recurring theme on the night, they could not get into the end zone in the red zone. Brett Maher hit a 24-yard field goal to make it a 7-3 game. So the ball went back to Goff and the Lions, and they did the same thing again, marching down the field, although this time in much shorter order, taking just 5 plays, and before the first quarter was over, banging it in again.
1st and goal, they mark it at the 10 on the right hash as Goff and company look to build on a 7-3 lead. Shotgun snap, fakes the passing, hands off Gibbs, breaks a tackle over center, and he bangs it in for the Detroit touchdown. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and the Detroit Lions have thrown down the gauntlet here in Detroit. 13-3 with 1:31 left in this opening quarter.
In a lot of ways, it could not have opened any better for Detroit. They hit on the extra point to make it a 14-3 game and put up 145 yards of offense in the first quarter of this one. As it ended, they had themselves an 11-point lead. But Rams weren't going away. They got the ball back after that touchdown, and it took them just 6 plays to go 72 yards. Actually, it took them 5 plays to go 22 yards, and then Matthew Stafford went to the kid who has been a revelation.
Play clock down to 2. Shotgun snap. Stafford drops back. Lofts a tight spiral near side. Wide open catch. Nakua over the shoulder. Breaks a tackle. And he spins his way into the end zone. Nakua surgically moves down the near side. It's a 50-yard touchdown catch. Hit in stride by Stafford. And the LA Rams have punched back here in Detroit.
Big-time play, and with the extra point, it was a 14-10 game. This is early second quarter, and this was the track meet that everybody was wondering whether or not we might see. Well, that track meet continued, although it was more deliberate for the Lions on their third drive. It took them 11 plays this time in better than 6 minutes, but once again, they went 75 yards, and once again, they found the right play at the right time to cash in for the third straight time.
Shotgun snap. Goff looks near side, fires into the end zone. It is caught for the Detroit touchdown. It's the rookie Sam Laporta. And with the money on the table again, Jared Goff delivers a strike. And Detroit builds on its lead. It's 20-10 with 7:12 left before halftime.
3 drives, better than 200 yards in the first half for the Detroit Lions. They had themselves a 21-10 lead, but again, the Rams were not going away because after that drive, they got the football back at their own 25-yard line. And Matthew Stafford, very, very precision-like and surgeon-like, took them down the field, 6 plays and 75 yards, and made a perfect throw to get his team back closer.
Stafford from the gun. Nakua motions to the far side. Williams lone setback to Stafford's left. Stafford deep drop. Pump fakes. Fires far side. Inside the numbers. It's caught at the 20-yard line. 2-2 Atwell. And he is going to stroll into the end zone. He somersaults in to be exact. And the LA Rams have answered the bell yet again. Atwell's defender lost his feet lunging for the pick. It left him wide open. It's a 38-yard touchdown catch and run. With 4:02 remaining before halftime, 21-16 Lions.
Atwell was open, but that ball had to get into a very tight window to avoid the defender's hand. A perfect throw by Matthew Stafford. Atwell gets into the end zone after the extra point, 21-17 at the 4:02 mark of the first half. It was time for everybody to take a little bit of a breath because that's what the score remained as we went into halftime. And then the defenses took over in the second half of this game. Detroit got a field goal from Michael Badgley from 54 yards out, just about the midway point of the third quarter, to stretch the lead to 24-17. But another extended Rams drive that got to the red zone and couldn't get to the end zone left them with a Brett Maher 27-yard field goal to make it 24-20. In the fourth quarter, the Rams got themselves another drive, a 13-play, 79-yard march into the red zone. But a throw to Cooper Kupp on third down to the corner of the end zone was not complete. They were forced to once again go for a field goal, and Maher hit on a 29-yarder to make it 24-23. This is 8:10 to go in the ball game. There were going to be opportunities, but ultimately it came down to the Detroit Lions getting the football back for one final drive. The Rams had one timeout left. They needed a couple of first downs. David Montgomery got them the first one. Amon-Ra St. Brown got them the second one inside the 2-minute warning. And then it was victory formation time. It was celebration time. It was time for the Wrangler highlight of the game.
Jared Goff takes the final knee, and the final seconds are going to come off the clock here at Ford Field in Detroit. The Detroit Lions have got their first postseason win in 32 years. January 5th, 1992. They outlast the Los Angeles Rams. They win it 24-23, and the Lions are moving on to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
That is the highlight of the game, sponsored by Wranglers. 75 years of history, still blazing trails. Check out Wrangler.com today to discover new styles and all the latest denim trends. Wrangler, for the ride of life. 24-23 the final, and the Detroit Lions not only get one home playoff game, they will get a second home playoff game against the winner of tomorrow night's game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to tell you more about the upcoming schedule for the divisional round as we continue. When we return, though, we're going to check back in at Ford Field. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Get closer to the game of golf with PGA Tour Radio on SiriusXM. Hear live coverage of the biggest tournaments.
Jon Rahm becomes the fourth Spaniard to win at Augusta.
Interviews with the legends of the sport, like Tiger Woods.
I've gotten stronger. I've gotten better.
And tips from our experts to improve your own game.
You'll learn to make great contact.
Experience the world of golf on PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92, and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Sunday, February 18th, the Daytona 500 is coming to SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
Daytona 500, baby!
The most revered race of the year.
Let's go!
Starts a new season of NASCAR.
There's this aura about it. How you race is going to be different.
40 drivers, unlimited excitement.
Charging to the inside!
And one place to hear all the action.
SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
In the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Hey, let's go, boys!
Don't miss MLB Network Radio's tour of spring training beginning in late February. When the football season blows its final whistle, it's baseball's time to shine. Tune in as we visit with all 30 teams on site across Arizona and Florida. Hear from the star players, managers, and front office executives. MLB Network Radio's tour of spring training begins in late February on SiriusXM 89 and the SiriusXM app.
Hey, college football fans, this is Jacob Hester. All season long, we followed the stars of tomorrow on College Sports Radio. Now we'll help you get ready for their next step, the 2024 NFL Draft. Every Thursday, check out a new episode of Draft Central on the SiriusXM app when Rhett Lewis interviews the top draft prospects as they work through the Senior Bowl, Combine, and ultimately wait to hear their name called in Detroit this April. Our team of experts on College Sports Radio gets you closer to the NFL Draft on SiriusXM Channel 84 and the SiriusXM app.
Back at the post-game show following a Detroit Lions 24-23 win over the L.A. Rams as they survive and advance here on Super Wildcard Weekend. And as we said, that means they got themselves a home game. It's coming up next weekend as part of Divisional Weekend. For the NFC, it's pretty easy at this point. For the AFC, it's a little bit different. But if you're trying to make your calendar, let's give you a little bit of an idea of where it's going. Next Saturday, January the 20th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, it's Houston at Baltimore or Houston at Kansas City. Then at 8:15 next Saturday night, Green Bay at the top seed San Francisco. On Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Tampa Bay or Philadelphia at Detroit. And then at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Buffalo at Kansas City or Pittsburgh at Baltimore. All of that depends on who wins tomorrow's Pittsburgh-Buffalo game in the AFC. And, of course, all of those games will be right here on Westwood One. For more on this one tonight that had to be a lot of fun to call, let's get back to Ford Field and check in once again with Spiro Ditas and Mike Mayock. Guys?
Scott, it sure was. What a scene here. You know, we're perched up high above the seats, but you can peer down and just see the visceral reaction from the fans here. Generationally, you go back. I mean, there's been a lot of losing in this town. A lot of them probably didn't think they'd ever have a moment like this, but here it is. Just saw Dan Miller in the back. He's been a longtime radio voice of the Lions, and you can see the emotion on his face. This is the biggest moment in the lives of so many of these Detroit Lions fans. Some of the young ones may not understand it, the weight that has been involved, but this is a moment that they've been dreaming about here for a long time.
I had a group of fans in the airport to get the red eye here last night. 3 plus or minus 35 to 45-year-old Detroit Lion fans. And all they wanted to do was talk about the energy in the city, how important it was. They gave me a verbal history all the way back to their birth on every quarterback, every running back, every big moment. And I don't think you can overestimate how important it is for the whole city. It's pretty cool.
Let's check the final stats, sponsored by Prize Picks. With the Prize Picks Sports app, you could be making your picks right up to the fourth quarter. Join the 7 million Prize Pick fans today. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions. Mike, tough way for the season to end for the Los Angeles Rams as we look at some of the final numbers. Yep. We mentioned Goff's line, incredible. Just 5 incompletions in 27 attempts, 277. The touchdown, he'll finish with a quarterback rating of 121.8. Stafford in his return, 25 of 36, 367, 2 touchdowns. But they just couldn't come up with the big play late after Stafford had driven them into position. Tough way for their season to end after really just a red-hot finish, 7 of their last 8.
Yeah, let's take a step back. We've coronated Detroit, which is awesome. They deserve it. But let's not forget this L.A. Ram team. They rebuilt this franchise way more quickly than anybody thought they could after their Super Bowl win in the 2021 season. They're playing with mostly rookie draft picks, second-year free agents. They've got 1 star on defense in Aaron Donald, and on offense, they've rebuilt into this balanced offense. Puka Nacua, what a draft pick, 5th round. I mean, I could go on and on their young guys, but really what I want to say is Sean McVay is great and deserves everything that comes his way. But let's not forget Les Snead and the scouting department and what they did to rebuild that franchise way more quickly than anyone anticipated.
Yeah, this was supposed to be another rebuilding year for them. Remember, they got off to a 3-6 start. They had lost 3 straight, looked like a wayward season, and then the run began. 7 wins and 8 to finish the season, including 4 straight. But the Rams season comes to an abrupt halt here in Detroit. Let's look ahead now. A couple of big ones tomorrow, but I want to get your take on Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield was on the injury report this week. He, of course, all signs are pointing to him playing. Give us your early observations. Obviously, Philly with all kinds of issues towards the end of the regular season.
I did that game back in September. Philly was at Tampa Bay. I had the game. Philly dominated. It wasn't even close, but they're 2 different teams right now. Philly is not the 10-1 team that we saw early in the season. They can't stop anybody up front on defense. I find it hard to believe that you can play as badly as Philly has for 5 or 6 consecutive weeks and then all of a sudden flip a switch and play well. So I think this is going to be a good, tight game. Tampa's a better team. Baker Mayfield's made them better, and they can play some defense. So I think it's going to be a tight game.
Winner of that one will come here to Detroit next Sunday in the divisional round at a game that'll kick at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Mr. Mack, always a pleasure.
My pleasure,
to
brother.
work with you.
Thank you.
Get home safe.
You too.
What a night in Detroit. The Lions are moving on as they punch their ticket to the second round of the playoffs. Let's send it back to Scott Graham in our Westwood One studios. Scott?
I thank you very much, guys. We've still got more to do. We're going to take a look back at the shocker that happened in Big D in game number 1. Once again, our final score of this one, Detroit 24, the LA Rams 23. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Chris Brockman here from the world-famous Rich Eisen Show, and the playoffs are now. The stakes are higher than they've ever been, and there's no better way to turn the playoff football's big game energy into 100 times your money than Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. Boom! It's that easy. You could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Get in the lab and cook up your winning entry. Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit of up to $100 when you download the Prize Picks app and use the code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Jefferson, touchdown!
I'm Justin Jefferson with the Minnesota Vikings.
Hi, I'm Jamar Chase with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Nobody can stop it!
Why do I choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Because I only go all out.
Because I can't be stopped. Because my Sleep Number smart bed helps me sleep at the right temperature all night.
So we can take our game to the next level. That's why 80% of NFL players choose the Sleep Number smart bed. Sleep next level, perform next level.
The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
Did you know cooking nuisance alarms are the #1 reason for disabling smoke alarms? Introducing First Alert Precision Detection Alarms. Updated to the latest industry standards, these alarms feature new precision detection smoke alarm technology to help better distinguish cooking smoke and steam from a fire emergency while providing early warning in the event a fire breaks out. If it's time to replace your alarms or you're ready to upgrade, visit firstalert.com or your local Lowe's store to help protect what matters most.
Business has always been about turning a profit, making money. But can it stand for something more? Something beyond dollars and cents? We think so. We think that today, business has a higher calling, a purpose to be fair and just, to do right by their workers, customers, communities, and the environment. And it turns out companies successful doing that also do better for their bottom line. When you see the Just Capital seal, it means this company is a force for good. Visit justcapital.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One from the Progressive Insurance Studios. I'm Scott Graham. Protect your home and auto. Save when you bundle. Get a quote at progressive.com. Following an emotional win for the Detroit Lions that punches their ticket to the divisional round, we wrap up our second day here of doubleheader action on Super Wildcard Weekend. It was supposed to be a tripleheader today, but the weather moved Pittsburgh-Buffalo to tomorrow, so we get a doubleheader tomorrow as well. But the earlier game today had the Green Bay Packers, the number 7 seed, and a team that's played some good ball in the second half of the season, taking on the 2 seed, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys team that has struggled in the postseason, has won 12 games 3 years in a row, and they were hoping that this was the year with potentially 2 home games. They might get an opportunity to get to the championship game and or even the Super Bowl. However, Jordan Love and company had an absolutely different plan in place. Green Bay Packers won the toss and did something you don't normally do. They received the football. They took the football first. They didn't defer. They wanted to move down the field and send a message. They did exactly that. 12 plays, 75 yards, nearly 8 minutes on the first possession of the ball. And while Dallas stewed on the sidelines, Green Bay went down, got an Aaron Jones 3-yard touchdown run, and a 7-0 lead to begin the game. In all honesty, that probably changed quite a bit about what this game was. Green Bay had already set the tone in the ball game, and they set it further after they got a short field on an interception. Aaron Jones running in from 1 yard out early in the second to make it a 14-0 game. Then late in the second, amazingly, at the end of a 93-yard drive, the Packers stretched the lead.
Love back in the gun with the play clock at 1. Has the snap. Back to pass. Double pumps. Throws back to the end zone. And it is caught for the touchdown. It's Dontavian Wicks. Jordan Love backpedaling. Throws it up to Wicks, who makes the catch. Back of the end zone. 2 feet down. Beat Gilmore for the touchdown. A 20-yard strike. And the Packers have taken a 20-0 first half lead.
Now, Anders Carlson missed the extra point. That was Ryan Ratke with the call right here on Westwood One. The extra point was no good. Maybe that changes the momentum, right? It's 20-0, and Dallas still has 3:23 to go till halftime to get it down the field, get on the board. They were receiving the second half kickoff. Maybe they changed this thing around. As it turned out, they did get into Green Bay territory, but they didn't change the game around.
Cowboys will go with trips left, single man right. Prescott of the gun on second down and a couple. Here's the snap. Dak back to pass. Throws him in the middle. Intercepted. Picked up by Savage. Down the near side numbers. Darnell Savage is gone to the end zone. Touchdown Packers. Second interception thrown by Prescott, and this one goes to the house. Darnell Savage jumped in front of it and went untouched all the way to the end zone. 26-0 Green Bay late in the first half.
27-0 with the extra point and a minute 50 to go till halftime. This was almost unconscionable, and it certainly was the vibe at AT&T Stadium, the Dallas Cowboys faithful. Now, on the final play of the first half, Dallas did get a Jake Ferguson 1-yard touchdown catch from Dak Prescott, so they got on the board, they got the extra point, and got within 27-7. Then, on their opening possession of the second half, they came up short of the end zone, but got a Brandon Aubrey field goal to make it 27-10. We had ourselves a ball game again, right? They're back within 17, all kinds of time left to go. That's when Green Bay set about the business of putting this game away. It took them just 5 plays after that field goal to go 75 yards. And the guy who had a big day finding the end zone did it again.
Love takes the snap. He'll hand it off Jones. Running left, cuts back up the middle, across the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown Packers. A 9-yard touchdown for Aaron Jones. It's his third of the game. And the Packers extend the lead again. 33-10 Green Bay. 6:38 to go in the third quarter. Aaron Jones having a huge afternoon here in Dallas.
About as big as it gets in Green Bay Packers annals. 3 touchdowns, tying for the most in a postseason game in Green Bay Packers history, and now 7 career postseason touchdowns, surpassing the previous record held by Edgar Bennett. Green Bay had a 34-10 lead at this point, past the midway point of the third quarter. Tony Pollard got some of that back with a 1-yard run. Dallas got back within 34-16, but late in the third quarter, it was very clear this game was all Green Bay.
Love lifts his right leg, play clock at 3. Down to 2, now at 1. Here's the snap. Love fakes the handoff, rolling right, looking, fires into the end zone, caught for a touchdown. It's Romeo Doubs to cap off a big day. Doubs with the touchdown catch, and the Green Bay Packers have hung 47 on the Dallas Cowboys. They lead 47-16. The extra point try is coming up. The Packers trying to match their playoff record for scoring in a single game.
They did it. They got the extra point, and they win it by a score of 48-32. Start talking about Jordan Love. Well, 16 out of 21 today. He was nearly perfect. 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a near-perfect passer rating. And Aaron Jones, as you heard, 21 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. Afterwards, our own Laura Oakman caught up with him.
Aaron Jones, I just saw you run off the field and over to a corner of the end zone. My Texas friend right now, your first jersey was number 22 after Emmitt Smith. I see you have a whole cheering section right now. What did this game and this performance mean to you?
It meant a lot to me. Moment that came full circle. Like you said, grew up a Cowboy fan. My dad was a huge Cowboy fan. He's the reason we got into football. Emmitt Smith was my first jersey. So he's seen my first performance here, my first start. But he hadn't caught another Cowboy game since, so I know he was here today with me. It just felt like a full circle moment, and this is home for me, so I feel comfortable playing here.
Boy, did you look at records all over the place. This is the most points ever allowed by a Cowboys defense in playoff history, and ready for this? The most points scored in Packers history in the playoffs. With the offenses you guys have had for 100 years, what did you guys do?
We just believed in each other, Nobody else in the world believed in us except for our fans and the people in that locker room, and that's really all we need. We've been down it the whole year, from the beginning of the season to when we had our little lull, and then even going into this game. So we know what it's like. We take the underdog approach, and I love those guys. They know what time it is. They rise to the occasion every time, and like I said, I'll go to war with them any day.
And finally, last question for you. I was a sideline reporter in the game where I watched you get carted off with an injury, and we all thought you were done for the season. So not just circling back to home right now, but coming back for this game, period. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You never, at the time, you may not understand what's going on, or
things like that. But God always has a plan, and his plan was for me to get healthy towards the end of the season and be here for this run. And it's been an honor, and all glory to God.
Aaron Jones, congratulations. See you in San Francisco.
Thank you.
Scott, back up to you.
All right, thank you very much, Laura. What a day for the Green Bay Packers. What a day for Aaron Jones, Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, and what a question that may be raised right now in San Francisco about what they've got coming their way next week on divisional weekend with this number 17 Green Bay Packers team that played nearly perfect football today in Big D. On the other side, Dak Prescott was 41 out of 60 for 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, but those 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. CeeDee Lamb didn't get involved until late in the ball game. He caught 9 balls for 110 yards. Jake Ferguson caught 3 touchdown passes in this one. But the Cowboys go down in the playoffs again. That brings about questions about the roster and certainly about Mike McCarthy, the head coach. These are some of the questions that the owner and general manager Jerry Jones answered after the game.
I don't have any thoughts about the reasons why or anything to do with the coaching, anything to do about the players. I want to give Green Bay a lot of compliments and credit. This is one of my most surprises since I've been involved in sport, period. So this is that degree. I know how disappointed everybody is. So I'm coming.
In terms of playoff losses, where does this one rank for you?
Well, I don't have really. I can't reach back and look at a playoff loss, but this seems like the most painful because we all had such great expectation and we had hope for this team, and thought that we were aligned in great shape, and it didn't happen for us, and it's as fresh on me right now as it is on anybody else. But I won't get into any of the addressing of any aspects of any part of it. From the coaching to the players to what's around the corner. On a personal basis, I'm floored, and so not that there's any world's smallest violin for me being floored. I get that, I understand that, and I know where the responsibility starts and ends, and I've got that real clear, and I know that. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm disappointed for everybody.
When will you sit down with Mike and kind of talk about everything?
I haven't thought about that.
Jerry Jones, another stunning loss for the Dallas Cowboys in the postseason. Their year is done. Green Bay advances in the NFC to take on San Francisco next week. Now, Detroit is also advancing, and they are going to host a game next week against either Philadelphia or Tampa Bay, whoever wins tomorrow night. As far as the Rams were concerned, 7-1 in their last 8 games, playing great ball. They come up a buck short tonight at Ford Field. Their head coach, Sean McVay, after the game.
What a great atmosphere, great environment, came down to the wire. Thought we had our chances, but I'm so proud of this football team. And, the finality of it is still kind of, it doesn't totally resonate, but man, did I learn a lot and really appreciate this group. They helped me find my way again, and how much I love this and love the people that I'm around, and it certainly is always about people. It's these players, these coaches. You don't take away the credit that the Lions deserve. We'll go back and we'll look at it and always try to be able to learn, but more than anything, just the appreciation and the gratitude is what sticks out to me about this team. And, hats off to the Lions for finding a way to be able to get it done. I got nothing but respect for that group.
Matthew Stafford threw for 367 in his return to Detroit, a couple of touchdowns, and Puka Nacua, 9 catches, 181 yards. That is a rookie record for a postseason game to add to other rookie records, a couple of them that he set for the season this year for the Rams, but their year comes to an end. We're going to wrap things up when we return. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Hey folks, Rich Eisen here. Get ready because the football playoffs are here and the guys on my show are having a blast picking their teams and stats on Prize Picks. Plus, with basketball season going strong, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman's loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Final score, Detroit 24, the LA Rams 23. You've been listening to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs. Tonight's broadcast has been sponsored by AutoZone, by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Granger, by Progressive Insurance, by NFL.com, and by BetMGM, the official odds provider for Westwood One. Please gamble responsibly. I want to thank our crew for this evening. Studio coordinator Art Martinez, studio producer Brian Finkelstein, statistician Greg Schultz, spotter Joe Abramson. Production assistance provided by John James. Engineer Al Rosenberg, producer Aaron Cummins, coordinating producer Mike Eby, executive producer of Westwood One Sports is Howard Deneroff. Don't forget to join us tomorrow afternoon for another playoff doubleheader. First, the Pittsburgh Steelers battle the Buffalo Bills. That'll be followed by the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Time right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or stream live for free on our website, westwoodonesports.com. Then next week, Westwood One is the only network to broadcast every divisional playoff game. On Saturday, January 20th, it's Houston at Baltimore or Houston at Kansas City. And then Green Bay at San Francisco. On Sunday, Tampa Bay or Philadelphia will be at Detroit, followed by Buffalo at Kansas City or Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Our doubleheader coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, 2:30 on Sunday. From the wild card round all the way through Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, it's the NFL playoffs. It's on Westwood One. Our final score, Detroit 24, the Rams 23. Earlier today, Green Bay 48, Dallas 32. For Spiro Ditas, Mike Mayock, and Ross Tucker, I'm Scott Graham. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Thanks for listening to the National Football League on Sirius XM. Now, let's join the NFL radio postgame show.